We are at the Miami seaport. It's one of the largest transshipment hubs in the United States for cruise as well as cargo.
We had a vessel arriving from Dominican Republic, which has been a very hot route for us lately, very high risk for narcotics. So we sent out a team of officers.
All right, let's go. As you see, this vessel is huge. A lot of little areas that are vulnerable for narcotics to be smuggled in.
We look at every crevice on the ships. We found drugs everywhere that you can imagine. Any type of material that they can use as adhesive, stick them onto the hull of the ship, to the interior of the ship, on the containers themselves.
Got anybody down the hatches? Aside from narcotics, we also look into anything that has to do with human smuggling, stowaways, or anything like that that are trying to come into the United States.
There you go.
What is that?
It's right there.
It's a pretty big load.
I just got a phone call from the team on the vessel. They found what seems to be bricks attached to the vessel. We're gonna bring it back to our shed and see exactly what we got going on.
They uncovered 9 bricks. Could be any number of narcotics, cocaine, heroin, or meth. The trend lately has been putting magnets inside of the tape in order to allow them to attach it somewhere on the vessel where we normally wouldn't look. They secure it to the underside of a metallic structure, making it much more difficult to find. Yeah, that's what we want to see. Cocaine hydrochloride. It sort of meets the trend that we've been seeing. Now we're going to weigh it. So we have 9 kilos. Now that we've tested it, we know what it is. We're going to notify HSI. They're going to start gathering information and start an investigation. Any day we find narcotics is always a good day. We're keeping up the fight.
Keep your eyes open for this one. This has a lot of stuff from Paris and France. It's a really high-end flight. People have a lot of money on this flight. You can get a lot of currency here. You can get a lot of merchandise, a lot of it. So this flight is focusing on just merch.
Here on the customs side, we focus heavily on the merchandise, the currency, and just making sure that, you know, everybody's doing the right thing as far as declaring goes.
Whenever somebody buys high-end merchandise abroad, outside the U.S., and they bring it back into the U.S., if they're residents here, they're supposed to pay something what's called duty to the U.S. government, and that's basically taxes in the U.S. instead of the other country that you purchased the item from. Hello, sir. Passport? A lot of bags. What's inside?
Coffee, tea, clothes.
Any high-end merchandise?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Thank you, guys.
Did you do any shopping in Paris today, sir?
Yes, I bought one little ceramic hand for €5.
Okay. Here you go, brother.
Thank
Take
you.
care, man. Did you do any shopping?
I did.
Yeah? Did you declare anything?
I didn't have to declare anything. It wasn't over
We have to abide by the rules, and a lot of people try to avoid it.
So how much did you spend out there?
$3,000.
You guys are exempt, $800. 3,000 over the amount.
But, you know, we're out there to, you know, get them.
If you're walking around with a Louis Vuitton box, you're going to get stopped. Why? Because you got to pay duty.
We have a person of interest coming in today. We have intel that they have purchased very high-end merchandise in Paris. Thanks, man. That's it. We're gonna see if they're gonna tell us the truth and declare the items. And if they don't, they might run into a penalty or even the government seizing their items. Where are you guys coming from today? Vacation?
15-year anniversary.
Congrats, guys. You are residents of the U.S., right?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna fill out these customs questions. We'll get you out of here, all right?
Yeah, sure.
Important question. Any purchases you made, any gifts coming in, you would declare right over here?
Yeah, I have a Rolex on. For her, I went and got some Louis Vuitton.
Nice. All right, yeah, so any high-end merchandise you would declare there, you have to pay duty on all this stuff.
Yeah, law-abiding citizens, you know, so
I hope. That's good.
I am, you know, trust me.
And that's it, right?
Yep.
All right, I just have to tell you, if the government does find anything else, we can seize it, okay?
No problem.
All right, bring your bags this way, guys. You gotta see this watch. It's yours for you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Is this gold?
Yes. Thank you. That's a cattle. When they buy a Rolex, they just give a candle. You know, I was like,
That's it?
That's it.
So you spend $40,000 on a Rolex and they give you a candle?
Oh, I don't know. That's
Souvenir?
Yeah.
Where are the Louis in there?
Louis are there. Glasses, purse.
So all the Louis for you, ma'am?
Yeah.
You didn't want a Rolex? I'll be honest with you, sir. Very few people tell me the full truth. And you did today. I did the calculations. The rates are so low that with your exemptions, it washes out. But if you had lied to me, let's say, it turns into a big penalty worth thousands.
Why lie? You know, when you get caught, it's not.
I get lied to every day. And when I don't, I get happy. So telling the truth goes a long way. There's special formulas we have to calculate the duty. So a watch was 90% free. The amount of duty was so minimal, it's only about 30, 40 bucks, that it's officer's discretion to charge that duty. So he paid no duty because I think people who tell the truth to that extent should be rewarded. Take care, guys. Thank you once again.
You made my day.
That's it.
Right now we're at the location we call the intake. It's the invisible line where Mexico and the U.S. meets. I can met that's just thousands of people coming across throughout the day. So we do the best we can to get them out.
My team is going to be sweeping all the cars that are here. We've been getting small quantities of methamphetamine, cocaine. So they might send 2 or 3 loads, 10 kilos at a time, hoping that if one load gets taken down, the other 2 will make it through.
Another thing we watch out for is the spotters. They work for the cartels. Like there are people who are watching us right now, just on the phone. That will be a grade A spotter. All he's doing is monitor our activities and then relay to somebody else.
If they have a good load, they'll send 2 or 3 spotter vehicles ahead of it and maybe 2 or 3 behind it. The front team comes through, hey, there's no dogs, there's no rovers up here, it's good to go. They'll send their load through, and then the people behind it assure, hey, our vehicle got through. Nobody's following it, we're good to go. This black SUV over here, he's got a saint engraved on the back window of his car. So a lot of the smugglers, they pray to their saints to protect their load of drugs from us. You usually find them around the vehicle, or a lot of times they're hung around their neck.
It doesn't always mean that they're up to no good, but it's a good start.
So we're gonna check this guy out.
Going, sir? You going to La Casa? Going home? No. All right. Can I roll down the window, please?
He's got another little religious icon on the dashboard of his vehicle.
What were you doing in Holland? What do you see, mother?
The one that we're always looking for is the patron saint of the narcos, which is Malverde. It's like the modern day Robin Hood. Anytime we see that icon around their necks, around their rearview mirror, we look further, and more times than none, we find something in the vehicle.
He's nervous, he's very nervous. So he's gonna be referred in for more intensive inspection. You got que el oficial? Oh, so dices que has pasado por aquí, 3 millas por hora, seguiditas, despacito, y allá el oficial te detiene en el otro lado. So I gave him his instructions on how to drive through the X-ray machine. He told me he already knew how to do it, so that tells me he's been sent in before. So other people thought that he looked suspicious. X-ray didn't find anything, so we'll do an immediate pat down. Now they're going to do what we call a 7-point inspection. We'll check some of the areas that are common to be loaded with contraband. But if there'd been bundles inside there, it would have showed up as a solid white mass. In these kind of vehicles, we have a very large void in the firewall. You can put 6-7 kilos in there. Once they close it up, it looks like any other vehicle. There's no tampering. It's good. We didn't find anything. So we'll run a dog. If there's nothing there, then the gentleman will be good to go. He finished his inspection. The dog didn't show anything, but we'll keep him in the back of our head. So that's it. He's good to go. All right, nos vemos.
Okay, you guys pop it open.
One of the advantages of the seaport is the opportunity for bulk smuggling. Here, you can put a large amount of contraband in any number of these containers. My team here is designated to check containers coming from drug source countries.
Pop the container.
Making sure that the commodity that's in the container is what was manifested.
Good?
Okay.
Right now we're in our federal inspection area, and we're going to be working this container. It's coming in from source country. It has bananas in it, so we're going to be devanning 100%, and we're going to X-ray it and do our inspection. And we're going to run each pallet through our X-ray machine. The officer, the operator, is going to be looking at the image just to make sure there is no anomalies within the bananas.
In the past, we found they put drugs in between the flaps. So basically what we do is we probe all the boxes to make sure there's nothing inside. So we go through the whole box. We go through the whole bananas. Make sure to feel them, make sure you don't have any plastic bananas, anything fake. If you see anything that you don't like, then we examine it more. Like, good example, this one feels a little weird. Get the knife. Well, everything feels, normal in this one. It was probably a little hard because it was green, but it felt different than the rest. So when we have something like that, that's when we go ahead and inspect it deeper.
All right, so we just finished our inspection of the bananas. Everything looks good. There was nothing found within the shipment, so we're gonna be releasing the bananas. It could be out on the street later today.
How you doing, ma'am? Can I get your passport, please? Where are you today?
Dubai.
Dubai?
Yeah.
Did you do a little shopping out there?
I told them I got a necklace, which is about $800.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
All right, sir, let me take care of you, all right? Come over here. Where are you coming from?
Cambodia.
Cambodia?
Yeah.
Nice. Vacation?
Yeah, I want to see my sister. I haven't seen her for a while.
What are you declaring today?
I don't declare anything.
All right. Fill out the ones I circled here. Try to get you out of here, all right?
It's on here, right?
All right. What's in the boxes?
Some kind of pickle.
Pickle? All right. Let me get those boxes up here, all right, sir? Why you got tape? Oh, for this? Always prepared, huh? One step ahead.
No, I don't know.
All right, all right. What is this?
Hey.
Is it good?
I don't know. You want to take it out? I take it out.
Nah, just look while I search. You bought some gold?
That's for my niece.
How come you didn't declare this? You bought some gold? How come you didn't declare this?
I don't
How much is
that?
How much is this?
That's a gift for the kid. It's
How much?
$2,500.
Dollars.
Yeah.
So total together is how much? You tell me.
That $4,069.
It's a lot of money.
That's a gold. I thought it's okay.
No, no. I mean, it's okay to bring in, but you have to pay duty, all right? It's not going to be so much. Gold is only 5.5%.
5.5%.
5.5%. There's food in here, right?
Tie it up. No, don't cut.
How do you want to open it? You want to open it?
How you go put it back in? It's not in here.
I mean, you can tie it again if you want.
Yeah, it's fine. I got to go to Atlanta, Georgia. I'm not stay here.
All right, sir. You know what happened 2 days ago? There's another passenger coming from Cambodia, right? So I opened this bag, and he had crickets in here.
Oh, yeah.
And then he put it in his mouth, right in front of me.
Oh.
You eat crickets?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, my God.
If they send in here, they might do that too. I don't know.
I got to open some of these, all right?
Okay. You do your job.
Thank you, sir. What's this? Seeds?
What's that? Oh, pepper, black pepper. But
all right.
Take the,
I'm just gonna ask agriculture if it's allowed in the U.S. All right? Is this okay? Black pepper, he said.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
All right, sir. You're all good here. I'm just gonna calculate the duty. Until then, you pack up, all right? So he bought some gold overseas. It's about $4,000. He's a U.S. citizen, so he gets an $800 exemption. The next 1,000 is an automatic 3% rate. So we're left with $24.69 at gold rate, which is 5.5%. That's $135 plus 30. All right, so your duty's gonna be $165, okay? We'll go to the cashier, get you out of here. I think he was unaware that you were supposed to declare this stuff when you bring it back into the U.S. So he paid duty, $165, and he was out the door. So make sure you declare any expensive stuff next time, okay? Thank you, sir.
Here in CBP, Maritime Smuggling Disruption Unit, we have been tasked with working here at the seaport to conduct walkthroughs and search any and all inbound and outbound vessels. We're getting ready to do a boarding on a vessel that's arriving from the Dominican Republic. We're gonna meet a few miles out, get on board during inspection. We target specifically based on the country of origin. The Dominican Republic is considered one of the hotspots for narcotics trafficking. All right, let's make sure we focus on the actual structure, the outside first, okay? This is what we call a walkthrough. We look for all small crevices, anywhere that there's space or any area that's hard to access. For every single ship is different, and the bigger the ship, the longer it takes for us to be able to do it. Now, see some of these things like this, gotta get underneath. The drug trafficking organizations, they always have the upper hand because they're the ones hiding it, we're the ones trying to look for it. It's always a cat and mouse game, always trying to, catch them. But skills and knowing where to look and how to look is a big deal when it comes to this. Hey, Marero, we checked this area here too. Hatches were open. We're gonna go inside. We have a couple of areas that need to be checked. That's got a hatch. Usually they're locked and they're not locked. Crew coming down. If we can get in it, anybody can get in it. So we gotta verify, make sure there's no contraband, narcotics or whatnot. Good?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good.
Today, unfortunately, we didn't find anything. We'll make our way back and we're pretty much done. All right, come on, let's go. All right. We do this often. It's hard work, but it's fun. And it's rewarding when you actually find something, It's a good feeling.
Hola, nada decorado. Sin planta, fruta, verdura. Nada. Gracias. Buenas tardes.
Good morning. Anything to declare today? No, where you headed? Okay. Muchas gracias. Dale, que la vaya bien.
Buenas tardes. ¿De dónde vienes?
Looked like there were some modifications done to the undercarriage of the car.
¿Y cuánto tiempo dices que tienes con el carro? ¿Algunas reparaciones que le han hecho al vehículo?
So we're going to go ahead and do an inspection on the vehicle right now and see if there's any tampering done to the vehicle that would show signs of having some type of illegal narcotics in the vehicle.
Me hace un favor, se baja del vehículo, desenganche el cofre, quite todos los seguros. Tú me asientas aquí en esta mesa hacia el otro lado, ¿ok?
Bingo packages.
About an hour ago, CBP intercepted a vehicle. The driver, she was very scared, very hesitant to talk to us. Looks like it's laden with 7 to 10 keys of what we think is cocaine.
One tool we do use is what we call a controlled delivery. What we do is when we gain the cooperation of one of our violators, we'll use them in an attempt to deliver those narcotics to another individual in hopes to further identify the narcotics organization and further the investigation as a whole.
What's the 20 of the target vehicle?
The agents were able to build a rapport with her and gain her cooperation.
And we were able to get the driver to deliver the vehicle to its destination. And we're waiting to see who comes and picks it up, at which time we'll arrest that individual And if he cooperates, we'll try to deliver it to the next person. The whole idea is to move up the chain, take down the initial driver, take up the pickup individual. Hopefully that'll lead to a stash house where more narcotics are stored. The higher you go up in the network, the more key players will identify, and that paints a bigger picture of the network and which cartel they're associated with. They're sending us screenshots of the text messages with the cartel. Oh, man. They're telling her to go back to Juarez. Right now, it looks like we're being tested by the organization or the cartel. We believe that they have counter surveillance setting up, watching the vehicle. They're telling the driver to go back to Mexico. Of course, we can't let that happen, so we'll come up with the reason why the driver can't. So what we're gonna do is inform them that the vehicle won't start. We have their product. That is their money. They're gonna do whatever they can to come get it. So we'll try to work that to our advantage and push the envelope till someone does come to get it.
Hi, how you doing? Can I see your passport, miss?
Sure.
Where you coming from today?
Brazil.
Oh, nice.
Girls, no luggage?
¿Qué? ¿Nos puedes hablar en español?
Maletas.
No, no tenemos solo equipaje.
¿Para cuántos días vienen ustedes?
10 días.
Tengan buen día.
Chao. Gracias.
Sir, hold on. Are you alone?
Yeah,
Where are you coming from, ma'am?
I'm come from India.
Why so many bags?
It's because I went to wedding, my two nieces' weddings.
All right, it's a lot of bags, so I have to check. Come with me. How long were you there?
I was there for 3 weeks.
Okay, so you're declaring 6,000, right?
Yeah.
In clothes.
Yeah, clothes.
No jewelry, right?
I have my own jewelry. I went to the weddings. So.
How was the wedding?
2 weddings.
How were they?
You
Good?
know how Indian weddings are, right?
Long, right?
It's a long. So I enjoyed it.
Is this gold?
My granddaughter gave me this.
Nice. It's a lot of gold jewelry that I'm gonna have to look into if it's really coming back with her that she took out, as she says, or is it really purchased from outside the U.S. and she's trying to smuggle it in. So I'm gonna ask you, why do you have this receipt for 1 emerald ring?
Yeah, so what happened is I wanted to clean it. So my jeweler does cleaning.
Over there?
Yeah, in India you have a family jewelers. I
Where-
cannot afford to have it cleaned here. So I took them to wash it and clean it and made sure.
If I find receipts, we're gonna have a problem here, all right?
Yeah, no, please, go ahead. It's good you're checking.
I just have to verify, okay?
No, you have nothing to hide. You can open up my wallet too.
So you did buy some gold.
I bought it for my niece. Her wedding anniversary is...
But you still bought it?
I bought it.
How come you didn't declare this?
Sorry, I forgot.
What other gold did you buy?
This is the only thing I bought.
You sure?
Take a look at it.
Don't touch that. Hold on.
No, I won't touch it.
Only I can at this point.
Yeah.
What is this?
I don't know.
Jewelry receipts. So you purchased this. Just on this page, we have a lot. You see this? 6,000, right? It's a lot of money. We have to add this up.
This team right here will come out, check the container to see if the commodity in the container matches what was manifested. And then we will physically do the inspection to make sure that they match.
The manifest for this container is showing as styrofoam packaging.
I see like some brown boxes that looks like a different commodity. So Let's just go ahead and send it back to the shed so we can take a better look at it.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. We have an anomaly, so it's probably good that we run the dog.
All right.
It's a problem.
There's something in there. All right, let's take.
Let's get this whole front side.
Yeah, let's take the whole front side off. 6 brown boxes that do not belong.
They're not showing up on the manifest at all. All right, you can bring us in.
That's good. Bring us in. Let's bring this one down.
Careful, it's
See what we
kinda
got. Yeah, I see.
It's not styrofoam.
Yeah, go ahead and take it off.
Oh yeah, we got something.
All right. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna probe a couple of these.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We got white powder.
Yeah, we have white powder.
Just by looking from a specific cartel, probably coming out of Dominican Republic, may have originated from somewhere else also.
We have 6 boxes, so we're gonna take it back and test it to see exactly what type of substance that it is, and then we'll take it from that point going forward. Ready? 1, 2, 3. This box is heavy.
Get this one out.
Yeah, let's take this one
They're
out.
all taped together here. We're gonna use a knife just to get some more. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this on there.
Positive cocaine. Since it tested positive, what we're gonna do is weigh it, and then we'll also contact HSI to see what steps they want to take next.
You purchased this. We have to add this up. All right, so how much is this adding up to? Do you understand?
This is adding up to $5,000.
Well, that's one side. We got to go on the other side.
There's exact prices of how much she paid. She has $10,000, $15,000 worth of gold.
Are you aware you have to pay duty on gold?
I already paid the taxes.
No, you pay duty here.
I mean, I already paid for the taxes and I have to pay the duty here.
So when you come into the U.S.,
yeah,
right, all purchases, you have to pay duty on these items, all right?
yeah, already paid taxes in Italy.
But that's irrelevant to us. You have to pay duty to the U.S. government when you purchase anything.
I mean, you know what? Tell me what I have. I have receipts from all over the place.
Yep.
Some American receipts are also, so make sure you don't take those.
Ma'am, I do this every day. I know exactly what I'm looking for.
No, but I want to make sure.
We'll make sure before you leave at.
I want it to be fair.
It's always going to be fair, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, we're going to move on to the bags.
So you did declare
$6,000 in clothes. And the new clothes that you are declaring are in there, right? Yeah. No.
I want to make sure I have all my jewelry, otherwise I have to complain.
Well, everything's recorded, so you can file a complaint if you think something is missing.
I have to check it out.
Yeah.
Because how do I know? I got all my jewelry.
So you're declaring $6,000, right?
$6,000 because I bought sarees for my daughter and my niece because of the wedding.
Yeah. And then we have more here.
6,000, I'm roughly saying.
Okay, but you have to declare things the right way. If there is a failure to declare, the government can seize these items.
I know
Okay,
that.
so...
I am very familiar with it. I'm a U.S. citizen.
Okay, but you didn't declare everything.
Because I go back and forth
Okay,
every 6 months.
but did you ever pay duty?
I pay
Supposed to pay here.
taxes. Like this, I declare it, I pay taxes on this.
Okay, where?
Here, when I pay my overall tax.
Okay, no, that's irrelevant. This is U.S. Customs, and you have to pay duty here, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
So I'm gonna make the calculation. So the clothes you did declare you were doing good, but then we have a lot of items missing. So on those items, you're gonna have to pay a penalty. The items you did declare is gonna be $506. The penalty on the other items is $5,600. So I have to ask, are you gonna pay it or?
Yes, I am, but this is ridiculous. I go there every year. You're telling us not to go to our own country.
Her penalty was pretty hefty, but people who want to bring in $10,000, $15,000 worth of gold are gonna get penalized. And she decided to pay, and she walked out of here with her stuff.
Yeah.
Tough cookie.
Hey, brother. Mexico's insisting on her bringing back to Juarez. Okay, all right. Sounds good. How about? The cartel keeps asking her questions, keeps telling her to take the vehicle back to Mexico. We've gone with the ruse that the vehicle won't start. So what we'll do is have two undercover agents posing as shoppers stop to make it look like we're trying to fix the vehicle with the anticipation of any counter surveillance seeing that. And they will relay that information back to the cartel to give legitimacy to the claim we had her make.
Approaching the driver's side now.
Friendly, making contact with her. Our agents are going through the motions of inspecting the vehicle to see what's wrong with it. And then she'll make contact with the cartel in Juarez and tell them, hey, we just had someone look at it. It's not working. What do you want me to do? In hopes that they send someone to come pick up the vehicle.
The hood has been closed. Two friendlies and subject are now walking.
And when it comes to these types of operations, patience is the key. A controlled delivery, it could take 20 minutes, could take hours. The longest I've ever been on one is 7 days. I'm not ready to give up on it yet.
Be cognizant of a Mercedes stationed right now with a male subject inside, not exiting the vehicle.
Looks like they have a view of the target vehicle. I just had a gray, looks like a Nissan SUV pull up right next to the Mercedes. New Mexico tags.
Both subjects exited and are having a discussion outside. They are walking towards the target vehicle.
Both occupants left the vehicle. They're headed towards the target vehicle. Actually, they're going to a GMC pickup truck to talk to the occupants there. And this looks like it's a legitimate business discussion they're having. They're not paying attention to our target vehicle, so it doesn't look like they're associated with this smuggling attempt at all. You just got to be cognizant of everything going on around you, you know, to determine whether it's part of the smuggling operation or if it's just, like I said, actual legitimate work. Hey, brother, what's the status? Okay. We gave it the shot to see if the counter would change their mind, but apparently that didn't happen. The cartel is still communicating with the driver. However, they're being insistent on the vehicle and the driver going back to Mexico.
Subject walking towards the target vehicle, get ready to follow out.
So at this point, we're going to throw in another ruse that we got the vehicle running and she's going to take the vehicle back to Mexico. However, she will be stopped and inspected at an outbound inspection. They'll magically find the narcotics in the vehicle.
vehicle's gonna be on the move?
The target vehicle is going back to the port of entry. At that point, we will start processing the evidence, the narcotics, and seeing what kind of intelligence we can obtain.
I think there was a spotter. Once we got there and Shipment comes and they said, no, return to Juarez, I think we were burned from here. Right now, they're doing an inspection of the vehicle. There we go. Packages to make sure that we don't miss any bundles that might be hidden within inside the car. We have found a total of 8 black tape bundles, and we're gonna go ahead and test it to confirm that it is cocaine.
It had a lot of wrappings. Had plastic foil and a lot of plastic.
Positive for cocaine.
.97 kilos of cocaine. We attempted to conduct this controlled delivery, however. Sometimes these operations, as well planned as they are, they just don't work out. But it's not a failure in any way, because we were able to collect a lot of intelligence, a lot of information, which led us to be able to target other individuals, other co-conspirators. The case was presented to the United States Attorney's Office, who did accept federal prosecution of the driver. So at this point, the driver will be booked into the El Paso County Jail to await her initial appearance or arraignment the following day. And we're still communicating with her and doing everything we can to ensure her safety as much as possible.
What do you got?
It's covered in some type of oil. What kind of oil right now, we don't know. It looks like it's got copy paper and layers of saran wrap and vacuum sealed packages. All to throw off the dog.
Right.
See how many pounds we have.
$215 kilograms of cocaine.
Feel pretty good. It's a good day at Miami Seaport.
This is not completely uncommon. We do see seizures of this size and this amount several times a year. But the officers out here do a great job of inspecting cargo that's coming in, and these types of seizures really create havoc for the organizations. We are going to attempt to identify the folks who introduced this contraband into the shipment. Hopefully we can take action to get them into custody.
Passport? You speak English?
Muy poco.
All right, come over here. We had intel on a person arriving off the Dominican Republic flight based on some recent travel history. So we are conducting a more in-depth inspection.
¿Todo esto te pertenece a ti? Sí.
How long is he staying here? It's got a lot of stuff. This is ridiculous. He's got 40 pairs of sneakers. Yeah. perfect shoe to be loaded. This is not somebody that's coming here for 20 days. No way, no how. Anything and everything that someone might look to smuggle into the United States, shoes and sneakers and boots are a good method of concealment.
No, lo que pasa es que yo soy un poco compulsivo con los tenis, me gusta mucho tenis.
Come, you hollow out the inside of sneakers and you fill them with whatever it is, pills, narcotics, powder. So,
no,
I'm not surprised you like sneakers, but what are you gonna wear, a pair of sneakers every 5 minutes? He's sweating, look. So how many different places is he actually visiting in the 20 days?
20 días, ¿cuántos sitios diferentes vas a estar? No sabría decir, pero me gustaría visitar a gran parte de mis amigos, mi compadre. It's not necessarily sure that you would like to visit.
How much money is he carrying?
Dinero en efectivo, ¿cuánto traes? Yo le dije 500, como 500 dólares. 500.
That's nothing.
Really fast. Soy abogado.
I don't believe most of your story. But you're gonna have to do a little better and tell us exactly why you're here, okay?
Where you guys going? How long do you plan on staying in El Paso?
Just for today.
Just for today.
¿Para dónde te diriges el día de hoy? ¿Está prohibido nada ilegal en el vehículo? No. A lot of the smugglers are using social media tactics where they use Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok to try and recruit young adults. I would say anywhere from the range of 16 to 24, 25 years. They deceive them by telling them they're gonna win money. And that's so unfortunate because once we intercept them with narcotics, now there's something on the record and basically they ruin their lives. Here you go. Then, buen día.
Bridge of the Americas, you're gonna have vehicles and pedestrian.
You bring anything today, sir?
Right now, our operation is we're working with the K9 units, searching for illegal contraband.
K9, copy.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Can you make your way over to the public restroom on the south side of the building?
Okay, boy.
We had someone report a suspicious package in the restroom right over here by the toilet to the right. The K9 did alert. We found it. I see something on the floor that's taped in cellophane tape. The package was probably strapped to somebody's body, either their thigh or waist. They saw our K9 conducting roving ops. They must have been thinking about the consequences at that time. And of course, that person who dropped the package, you know, they're afraid to go to jail. So we're gonna take it over to the secure area, and then we're gonna use the Gemini to identify what it might be. All right.
We are the cargo facility located on 4th Street in Detroit, Michigan.
We're looking for anything from trade violations to contraband being smuggled in. Everything is coming from somewhere in Canada to the U.S.
We go through some of the detained merchandise overnight. A lot of times with mixed loads, there'll be a lot of violative products. These are test kits for COVID-19. But this is obviously, as you can see, not a commercial packaging. So it leads me to believe these could be counterfeit. Most of the time you get the counterfeits coming out of China. COVID test kits right now, there's a lot of money in these. And I'm gonna take it over to FDA and see what they have to say about it. It's gonna fall under their regulations because they regulate anything that has like a medical use to it. I found, this doesn't look commercially packaged, obviously, but they're COVID test kits. Looks like they're expired, too.
All right, we'll take a look at it and verify if it's registered and approved with FDA. What I'm going to do is verify that the product is registered and listed on the FDA Emergency Use Authorization list. If not, then we'll take proper procedures and get it referred over to CBP. Okay, so the manufacturer is not listed on our Emergency Use Authorization list. This test kit is different from what I've commonly seen. All the current test kits that I've seen has a swab in it and a container that has a solution in it. This container, there's a little bit of solution in there, but it's very minimal. This is a lancet, basically, where you lance your finger to pierce the skin, and it takes blood. I've never seen anything like this before. The manufacturer is not listed on the emergency use authorization list, so they're not authorized to come into the country. We reached out to the importer to try to make contact and no response from the importer. So at that point, since we did not get a response, the product is considered abandoned and will be turned over to CBP for destruction.
This is crazy. He's not coming here for 20 days. While my partner is talking to the passenger, I was able to go through his sneakers. They were not abnormally heavy. All the stitching appeared to be factory stitching, so I came to the conclusion that they all seem to be sneakers that this gentleman liked to wear. But some of his story is just not sitting right with me. He said he's a lawyer. Does he have a business card?
Lo que pasa es que yo no tengo.
¿Cómo así necesitas que te llamen para que te manden una foto del negocio donde tú trabajas? No. Compruébeme que es abogado.
Es que esa es mi profesión, mi hermano.
Yeah. Tell him to pack his stuff. We're going to take him to a private room. We're going to continue the interview. We're going to check his body.
Why is he sweating so much?
Because we're asking him direct questions. Look at this. This is not 20 days here.
Is he gonna live here?
Well,
or is he bringing something in?
Well, that's what I'm trying to get at. I don't know if he has anything. Is he coming here to make money? Probably.
Coge todas sus cosas y me sigues.
I find it hard to believe that he's going to come here for 20 days, visit multiple destinations. His bags tell a different story.
Por tu seguridad, la seguridad de nosotros, vamos a chequear el cuerpo. Muy bien.
So we are going to question him a little bit more, and then we'll see where that goes. Pat down was negative. He's sweating. Can you get him a glass of water?
¿Está nervioso? No. Y usted está sude que sude. Pero yo no estoy sudado. No me lo quiere admitir. Pero sí estoy viendo. Pero...
Ah, mucho, huh? Ooh. It's quite noticeable that he's working up a good sweat. He's a little fidgety. A passenger can attempt to smuggle narcotics on the body or in the body. That'll be something we have to look into.
¿Y por qué yo tendría que estar nervioso? No sé, por eso yo te pregunto a ti.
When you're nervous, you drink water. You're fidgety.
A mí me inyectaron un medicamento. ¿Te inyectaron? Sí, acá, me inyectaron por acá, me marcaron acá, me marcaron acá. medicamento que te diluye la grasa.
What was that? Ask him how he paid for his ticket.
¿Cuándo compraste el pasaje? El jueves. ¿Y cómo lo pagaste? Un primo mío, él lo pagó y yo le entregué el dinero a él.
He's got that smile to him, look.
¿Por qué cargas dos celulares? Uno es mío personal y el otro de negocio. ¿Cuál es el código de este celular? ¿Y de este celular cuál es el código? El mismo. ¿El mismo? I'm just going through the most recent stuff.
So, 20 days in the Bronx, correct?
Yes.
But nowhere else, just the Bronx?
Yo podría ir un día a visitar a un amigo mío que viva mi prima vive en Yonker. Tengo un hermano mío, un amigo mío de infancia que vive en Long Island.
Oh, so he's staying local. Oh. What do you think? Nothing in the phone?
If he was hesitant to let us go through the phone, then...
I agree. There would be something giving it away. I agree with that.
Other than that...
You don't think he's an internal, right?
No, I don't.
Is there anything else?
No. Bueno, señor, por favor, venga, recoja todas sus cosas.
We finished our questioning. I came to the conclusion with my partner that he was going to meet the people he said he was going to meet. He supplied phone numbers, and he was on his way to enjoy his 20 days here in the United States.
¿Tienes todo lo tuyo, señor? Sí. Thank you.
Thank you. His baggage did not make any sense to me, but that's me. I'm a simple guy. I have only a few pairs of sneakers, a running pair, then a pair I wear around. So that would be how many would be in my suitcase, would be 2.
The mission of FDA is to promote and protect the public health. At the ports of entry, we do that by looking to make sure that the products that are being imported meet the requirements for the Food and Drug Administration, whether that's information about the manufacturers or the product itself.
These haven't been looked at yet? No. When we get shipments that come in on our UPS label, it does provide a description of what the item could potentially be. And for this one, it states that it's infant formula. So we're gonna check it and make sure that it is indeed. So in the packaging, it was the baby formula. What's crazy about this, they paid $196 for 2 cans. We're experiencing a shortage, and it's impacting many families across the United States of America currently. There are many shelves empty, and families aren't able to feed their children formula due to this crisis. We're seeing heartfelt concerns to consumers, so that's why we are ensuring that these shipments are getting to them promptly as possible. $196 for 2 cans. It shows the dire need that people are having right now for the formula. So this is something we definitely want to hurry up and get out to the baby. So this won't be an issue because it's not in English. With these products, we want to ensure that it's able to provide good directions on how to use the products, what the ingredients are. And in this case, the instructions aren't provided in English for the customer.
These are examples of violative infant formulas.
So that's on import alert?
Yeah. There are certain products that we are sending over to compliance due to them already being on import alerts. It says misbranding and the label is false or misleading. Oh, so it states that it's supposed to be 6+ months, but it's actually for infants. And it doesn't declare nutrients in accordance with the 21, CFR.
We regulate the majority of food products sold in the U.S. We work very hard to help facilitate the entry of authorized products, and we work equally as hard to keep unknown or unsafe products away from U.S. consumers.
So we'll probably do one of these.
Okay, let's go there.
That one.
That's roughly about 22 pounds. We are going to detain those items.
The product either has to be destroyed or it can be exported out of the country to keep those unauthorized products out of the U.S.
So the officer is gonna test the possible narcotic in this package here. We suspect it to be either crystal meth or fentanyl. Those are highly dangerous drugs, so we're gonna utilize this box for his safety. Now, sometimes packages, they're pressurized, they have a little bit of air, and if he punctures the package in any way, that air can spit a powder in his face, which, could be very dangerous, deadly, in fact. Test it. So we have interdicted narcotics in the past in this type, this shape, this form, that have been fentanyl. We've seen fentanyl on the rise through the ports of entry, this pill form. Here in El Paso, we have seen body carriers. They can manipulate the shape of the package to fit under their clothing better. But it is positive for the properties of fentanyl. The officer is gonna take it into a secure area and he's gonna process the fentanyl as abandoned.
1046, officers respond.
Another package.
Men's restroom.
En route.
This one was in the men's.
We found another package in the men's restroom. I'm gonna take it over to the head house and secure it as well.
There's one more?
Yeah, they found some more in the other restroom. Test it.
Could be a positive for marijuana.
We're gonna get a weight on these pills. It's uncommon to find 2 packages within such a short time frame.
4.9 grams.
I believe that the pedestrians were probably traveling in tandem and, they both went into opposite restrooms. They got scared and dropped their packages before attempting to make entry into the U.S. The evidence collection team is going to take it to another site and gather their fingerprints, so that way we can possibly get a suspect from this narcotic interdiction.
Hi, buddy. What are you looking at me for, huh? There are a lot of different things you look for when you watch passengers on the floor. Do they look nervous? Are they in a hurry? Do they slow down once I make eye contact with them? It's all a matter of watching behavior when you want to stop someone to give them a bag exam. Can I see your passport, sir? Where are you coming from?
From Dhaka.
Anything to declare? Just follow me, please. It's all tobacco. There's a passenger here. In his possession is chewing tobacco and pipe tobacco and leaves. What are you doing with all of this?
My mom and my grandma.
Oh. Woo. What is that?
It's fish.
Oh. Oh. It's a very common occurrence to see fish in passengers' bags. You know, it's something I've become accustomed to, but at that very moment when it hits you, you're like, oh man. But I don't want to make too big of a scene because after all, it's his fish, he plans on eating it, and I don't want to make a disparaging remark about it, but the aroma was very strong. Let me see that.
Some medicine.
Medicine.
Penicillin.
You guess? You don't know what medicine you pick up?
It's an antibiotic called penicillin.
Here, take your medicine. I don't know. The tobacco, he's got a lot, but the rule on bringing in tobacco is 2 cartons. But pipe tobacco, leaves, as long as the leaves are dry enough, then they're okay. It was just a routine inspection, and off he went. Thank you, sir. You have a nice day.
Okay, send the first parcel, please. 10-4.
What's up, brother? What do you got for us today?
We got some pills here.
Ecstasy pills originating in the Netherlands.
Yes, sir.
Going to Glenview. We got a telephone call from the Customs and Border Protection mail branch at the O'Hare International Airport that last evening they intercepted a package that was found to contain ecstasy pills going to an address in our area in Glenview. Yeah, we've seen this address before. We had a couple of small seizures going there within the last, like November, I think. So that one's something that we've been looking at already. The drug dealers can say, hey, I have the Punisher skulls, or I have the pink grenades. It's a marketing ploy by the people producing it. For the customers, it's to decipher what's good. You can go on to like ecstasy.org where people put reviews on them after they've done them. But some of the people producing this will counterfeit the original person's pill because it was a good seller.
Smugglers counterfeiting each
other.
So now we're gonna take a piece.
We're gonna verify the contents.
It's getting there. There we go.
MDMA. MDMA is the chemical for ecstasy.
We got 163 grams, totaling 342 pills. Now we'll continue our investigation and plan for controlled delivery on the target address.
The purpose of the controlled delivery would be to arrest the person who placed the order and possibly identify a vendor that was selling it and try to work our way back to Europe.
Hola, buenos días. ¿Vehículo es tuyo? ¿Ya cuánto tiempo lo tienes?
3 meses.
3 meses que lo tienes? Ok. We have a gentleman, and our system showed me an alert on the person's name. So I ran a little bit more checks on the vehicle, and I noticed like about 4 crossings ago, he crossed through our other port of entry here in El Paso, Texas, and he had been sent to secondary vehicle inspection as well. He didn't show any signs of nervousness. The car looked clean, the outside looked clean, inside looked clean, but the alert on the system made me send it into secondary for further inspection.
He's hitting right there.
Canine alerted to the order of narcotics.
Good.
You guys got anything?
everything here.
They found tampering, so they're trying to take off the center console to see if there's anything there.
This is it. Yeah, yeah. No, it's just made. You're right. It's like plastic. There's a compartment.
Is there a compartment?
The e-brake. You can see it. It's painted. It looks like the metal, but it's really thin. It's either a very thin metal or it's plastic. Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. The screw here is a screw here.
They put the muffler down and then they bent this because the muffler naturally is supposed to be through there. Inside. See?
That's the muffler right there, see?
Yeah. So it's safe to assume it's not factory linked.
All right, everybody, thanks for coming out. We're here today to brief up an operation regarding a seizure. Approximately 342 pills of ecstasy going to Glenview, Illinois. The plan is to do a controlled delivery of the package. The package is going to get delivered by an undercover to the target address. There's a warrant that has been signed by a Cook County judge, which will be executed upon the package opening. If it goes mobile, the warrant is going to be good for any place that the package is at and any person that's in possession of the package at the time it opens. Our target is a convicted felon. He's got a drug history. He's currently on probation. We're unaware at this point if he possessed any firearms or if those firearms were returned based on the felony arrest. All right, thanks for coming out, and everybody be careful. Generally, what we see with the ecstasy that comes into the Chicago area out of Europe, it's usually a darknet marketplace purchase, and generally all the purchases are cryptocurrency. So we're always hoping to get in, make an arrest. If we can get into somebody's Bitcoin wallet, we'll generally try to seize it to identify co-conspirators overseas. So we're approaching the target complex. I have a couple of eyeballs that are there to do the visuals and then kind of put everybody else in the outlying area in case the package starts going mobile. Right over the fence here is the target building. The undercover is going to be pulling in now to attempt to get somebody to accept the package.
And she's not fully closed the door. Trying to take the target. Partial deceptive by target. I ended up delivering it to the sliding glass door. So crack is inside. Got no showdown.
10-4. The target accepted the package and it's inside of the target location.
I've got no motion on the package.
One of the other agents is monitoring the package. Now, we wait to get the alert that the package is open, and that ultimately validates our search warrant. And then we'll all move in.
Can I see your passport, please? Are you carrying in excess of $10,000?
No.
No, why do you laugh?
I would-
You know what, if somebody asked me that question, I would laugh too, because I wouldn't have that kind of money either. That is funny. Have a nice day. This flight is coming from the Dominican Republic. We like to target this flight. We get a lot of good currency inspections off of this flight. Sometimes narcotic seizures, so we will stop some individuals randomly and see what their stories are. Passport? Where are you coming from? Traveling by yourself? Sola?
¿Eh?
Sola?
Solita.
Okay. Anything to declare?
No.
Okay. I'm going to check your bags. Come with me, okay? This is hers?
Yeah. She has a lot of travel back and forth.
She has that much travel?
Yeah, a whole lot.
Okay. How many days in Dominican Republic?
Una semana.
Una semana. ¿Dónde?
En el Mamey de Puerto Plata.
This your bag, right?
Esa es mía, sí.
This too?
Sí, mía.
All right. Do you work? What do you do?
Yo trabajo en belleza, salón.
Can you get me a CBP officer that speaks Spanish? Ask her how much money she's carrying.
¿Cuánto dinero tú tienes ahí?
Cuéntalo.
No, no que lo cuente, dime cuánto tienes. No toques ese dinero.
Ahí hay como 13.
She says she has about $13.
Oh my God. She's got undeclared 13. She just declared it after I found it. Cat's out of the bag with that one. It could be subject to seizure. Because she has over $10,000, she has to declare it. Ask her why didn't she declare her money?
Él quiere saber por qué no declaraste el dinero cuando te preguntó el oficial allá cuando pasaste por el bus. She said she didn't understand.
Me hablo inglés.
If she didn't understand, how does she know she was asked? Tell her we're going to take her to a private room and we will continue the inspection in there. 2 female officers will escort her to a private room where her body will be checked. She does have in excess of $10,000. That currency needs to be verified. Some more aspects of her story I would like to get more information on, fill in some of the gaps in her story, hopefully, but we'll work on that right now. Negative?
Negative.
All right. We're going to count her money right in front of her. Tell her to pay attention to what we're doing. Do not take her eyes off of her money.
Cuéntelo, porque es que yo lo voy ahorrando.
Entonces, ¿cómo cuánto hay?
De 14,000 y pico por ahí.
All right. Ask her where she got all of that money from.
Mira, de lo que los TUSCi, lo que dio el gobierno para la pandemia, que están ahí. Y de mi propina que yo la voy ahorrando.
Something that doesn't make any sense to me. She lives here, right?
Sí.
Now, all of that is accumulated here in the United States. So then why would she take all of that money outside the United States and then bring it all back in?
Yo iba a comprar algo allá y no se me dio. Y yo no confío en nadie con mi dinero.
¿Qué ibas a comprar?
Un apartamentico, sí.
You said she went to buy an apartment?
What bothers me, if you're going to interact with a real estate agency, either you go down with a bank check or you go down with a certified check. Ask her if she knows the address of the apartment that she looked at or the name of the person that actually showed her the apartment.
¿El nombre de la señora? ¿La que te llevan del apartamento?
Es que yo no me lo sé.
¿No te sabe el nombre de la señora que te llevan del apartamento?
Yo fui a verlo.
¿Y cómo te comunicabas con ella?
Con una señora. Yo puedo coger el teléfono, se llama Eva.
I'm going to verify her currency. She has declared $14,000. If it's a little over, we're going to give it to you. But if it comes out to $16,000, $17,000, there might be an issue, okay? $15,369. She only had maybe $1,000 more than she declared, but all in all, after the currency was verified, there was nothing really there to pursue after that. She can collect her money and leave. This was not a voluntary report, so now the possibility exists that the next time she travels internationally, she probably will be pulled for an inspection again.
Entiendo que tienen que declarar el dinero, claro. Tiene toda razón.
Straight out there, okay? Thank you. Muchas gracias.
I've got motion on the package.
It's moving around, so it means he's at least handling it right now.
Traffic just came out. We got our envelope in his hands. Walking to his vehicle now. He's waiting on the cord.
Well, that's his white Honda over there.
Oh, looks like we're going for a ride.
Eastbound.
Oh, he's gonna be right here. They don't want us to see him.
What's his vehicle?
This white car right here. Yeah, we don't want to get too close.
He's continuing north. I'm going to pass off the eye.
Possibly heading towards the highway.
Is that him?
Yep.
Yep. Right there on the right. We're probably gonna end up sitting right next to this guy, which I don't want to do.
Put your cameras down. We're right behind him.
Yep.
John, is that you right in front of me?
Yeah, after we turn, I'll let you take over.
Got the green arrow.
Okay, we're gonna pass him.
Yes.
Lights, put your cameras down.
Indicating westbound at Willow. Walk side of them.
Did anybody make it with them?
I'm on Willow, but I lost sight of them.
10-4.
I think I got him. We're at the red light on Sherman Road. Turning into this residential area, making a right turn. Nothing. And one-way street. An individual's getting into the car. What's that? Package is open, guys. Package is open. We got you there. Stop.
The other subject got in the car with our main target, and they did a little bit of talking and ended up exchanging the narcotics. Now we detained them, and we're now going through the car and talking to the subjects.
Pistol trigger.
Yep. Airplane mode. The package is open. It's on the floorboard of the passenger side of the front seat. Some of the contents were removed, so we're trying to determine if there was a driver or the passenger that opened it up. So we're going to check for theft detection powder and stuff like that. Open up your hand, bud.
He's alone.
Yeah. We've got 2 in custody right now. We're going to be transporting them back to Cook County Sheriff's Police Headquarters in Maybrook. We'll probably do search warrants on the cell phones, which should yield information as far as ordering the package or communications with people regarding the package. The next step's kind of going to depend on how the interviews go. We're going to continue the investigation from there to see what charges may or may not be filed on them.
See the bundle? There you go.
All right, go ahead and grab this so it doesn't fall.
No, it's still. I still gotta go out there.
This side. Watch yourself. Watch your eyes. Good job. It has a string.
Yeah, you can pull them out. Dope on the rope? Dope on the rope, baby. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's the last one.
So this is a man-made compartment they put the steel plate. They tried to put some cushion, but this is the original compartment. This muffler, this tow pipe is supposed to go all the way through. So basically what they did is they dropped it down, they put the compartment, that way they could put the bundles of narcotics. The method compartment that they were using in this case was a little bit more sophisticated, because if you're not really looking at it and using our equipment, you wouldn't be able to determine it because it was well hidden. This is the center console of the vehicle. You could see that they have to remove this in order for the trapdoor to come out. Of course, we didn't know that, but this is the original way that they were gonna take it off. That way, they could keep the compartment intact, and they could reuse it and reuse it and reuse it till finally he gets busted. We're gonna test the narcotics that we pulled out from the vehicle. We presume it's cocaine, but the machine will tell us definitely what it is. The plastic box is for safety of the officers. We've been seeing a lot of fentanyl crossing, and fentanyl is deadly even in the smallest portion.
So it's positive for cocaine?
Cocaine.
What's the weight?
The smugglers recruit these young adults. They train them and they do different things to help them cross into the United States. It's so unfortunate because they're so young and their life is barely starting, but they're easily deceived.
Where are you headed to today? Can I have you open the trunk for me, please? Hi, how are you doing today?
How you doing? Where are you going today?
Where are you going right now, ma'am?
Either way, it's you.
The museum, okay.
Yeah. Hi, how are you? All right, William, where are you going? San Diego, what are you gonna do there? What do you do for work?
Landscape.
How long have you been doing landscaping for?
A year.
Okay. Why do you have your seat down like that? All right, so can you put your emergency lights on? K9 assist. Lane 12.
He alerted to the vehicle.
Oh.
Packages taped to the quarter panels. We just have to test it and have a positive result. See that air coming out? That's the reason it's very important to wear safety goggles. I used the NTK narcotics test kit. And as soon as it turns blue, it's a positive result for methamphetamine. Once I get the positive result, I call the HSI agent so he can come down, interview the subjects. I'll try to get all the drugs out, get a weight, get a count. You gotta make sure you go through every little hole in this car so we don't leave any packages out. So at this point, I've taken 9 packages out of the quarter panel. You can feel the packages moving inside the tire. When the spare tires are loaded, the contractor has to come down so they can open it up. But I still have to go through the gas tank and all 4 doors.
Buenas, señora, el pasaporte.
Do you live here or in Colombia?
I live in New York.
In a hot spot like Miami or Fort Lauderdale.
Hey guys, just have your passports out, okay?
There has been a huge uptick in the amount of passengers. Where the narcotics come from, they use Miami or Fort Lauderdale as a entry point to disseminate and spread it around the U.S.
Right now in the South Florida area, we're dealing with a lot of party drugs. MDMA, ketamine, and specifically a drug called TUSCi. TUSCi is what it's called, but they like to call it TUSCi for short. And it's something that's taken over the youth out here. They don't realize the damage they're doing to themselves.
You know, I have 3 young kids, and it's one of those things I take very personally, you know? I don't want to have drugs flowing in and have me sitting there not doing my part as a customs officer. First line of defense, letting this come through.
How you doing, sir? Is your passport?
Your passport, please. ¿De dónde vienes? España. ¿Y a dónde vas ahora? Hablando.
If you're coming from Spain, it's a known location for narcotics. What do you do for work?
I'm self-employed.
What do you do?
I have a delivery van.
There's a lot of ecstasy moving out of there. And we're gonna check to see, make sure that they're not bringing any ecstasy with them. Have a great day, okay?
Thank you.
Welcome back, take care. Go ahead, guys, keep on going, exit out. Have a great day, take care.
Can you see the pink though? Is it cold in Spain? I mean, they all have jackets, so I don't know.
Everybody else that had jackets on took all their jackets off. She's the only one that keeps it on. Obviously, she's of interest. Normal passengers wait for their luggage or they're constantly eyeing the belt. She's not doing any of that. She's looking completely away. Her bulky clothing that she's wearing, her jacket, you know, maybe she's covering something up on her waist. We're gonna do a baggage exam, but we're gonna progress from there to ensure that there's nothing on her body. Señorita, come with me this way, please. ¿Qué traen en su maleta?
Aquí traigo zapatos, maquillaje.
Okay. Does she understand she's responsible for everything inside of her luggage?
No? Okay.
Did anybody give her anything, like as a present, to bring for somebody else as a present?
¿Alguien te dio algo?
Me dieron unas pastillas para traerlas.
Okay.
Apuntó el
Pero esas
número.
pastillas no son para ti, son para otra persona.
Ajá, exacto.
What kind of pills?
Pues de verdad que no sé.
¿Quién es esa otra persona?
Pues no la conozco realmente.
This is the bag?
Ajá.
Some nice little pills in here. It's all of these?
Exacto.
Somebody that she doesn't know gave these to her. So we're gonna have to test it in the Gemini. Anything is possible right here.
If you look at the package real close, you can see the detergent. This is to deter the dogs from smelling it. I've taken 7 packages out of the front passenger door. I'll go through the other 3 doors, see how many packages we get from those.
We are at the JFK International Mail Facility. Our job is to process all the international mail that comes from all over the world. COVID has created a big impact. What we're seeing now, the trend is to send more shipments with drugs via mail.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow, you can smell it from
Good
here.
stuff. Commercial grade.
Okay.
Marijuana. It's coming from Canada, right? Canada.
Yeah. Even though it's legal in some states, it's still illegal to come across international borders. So that's where our jurisdiction kicks in.
All the package that we have over here has been selected because the recipients who are getting stuff that we have seized before in the United States. The majority of coming from Central America. We're gonna X-ray them and decide if we're gonna go really deep on these shipments or they are good to go. Okay, this one, as a matter of fact, looks very clean. All right. Okay, let's get the next one. There is an anomaly on one of the sides of the boxes. One of the sizes of the box looks thicker than the rest of the boxes.
The trend we've been seeing the last couple of months is that concealing the drugs sandwiched in between 2 pieces of cardboard with a lot of glue so we can't get it out. But you officers saw something that had an anomaly, trained eyes, and you know it's something.
Okay.
What was that?
All this is loaded. All these are hot. I'm positive that we have something hiding in the walls of the boxes. What it is, I'm not sure. We will find out when we open them. Our day just begun here. So we're gonna open the first box. If you take a quick look at this, so you don't see anything. Okay, the only thing that might give it away is this part was re-glued again. So that's an indication that somebody opened it up and glued it back again. Now you can see here, the vein, if I can call it. So one substance here and the other one might be on the other side. All right, we have a white powder right there. Here we're gonna stop because we gotta make sure that this is not fentanyl. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna test it. So we got the goggles, let me change mask just to make sure. And that's what we gotta do to stay safe. All right. cocaine. So we know it's cocaine. It's not as toxic as fentanyl, so we're gonna try to extract it, see how much it weighs, and as you can see, probably it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna take us a long time to do it, but that's okay. Okay. And we save the day. Well, the good thing about this is once you start getting the hang of it, it becomes easier and faster. Ta-da! So how many we got? One, it should be 4, 3, at least 4. All right, I think we got everything. So we're gonna go and start waiting and find out how much cocaine we have. Out of the 15 parcels, 14 came positive. So we will wait 14 parcels and find out how much drugs do we have. And this is gonna be 89 grams, 94, but this is 100. Regardless of how small or how big the cocaine shipment is, we always trying to intercept it because it's always gonna cause harm to our community. Okay, last one, and we're done. There's gonna be our 14 back. 86. 1.5 kilo of cocaine. Today, we accomplished our mission. Tomorrow is another day, and tomorrow, we will do it all over again. You mail it, we're going to nail it.
A total of 6 packages pulled out of the rear passenger door. I still have a lot more to go through. When I started with CBP 7 years ago, I didn't know much about cars or the voids that the manufacturer leaves. Drug cartels, they'll just come up with anything, creating compartments on the floor, loading up the whole dashboard, but we're always onto them. There you go. 10 packages were discovered on this driver's side passenger door. At this point, we called the contractor to help us out with a spare tire to open it up and see how much they were trying to smuggle.
The only one that doesn't want to come out is that one. Yeah, it's a hard capsule on the inside of whatever white powder this is. This could be very well legitimate, but we've never seen it, and the way she's transporting it is suspicious in itself. There's different types. Metformin, also. Metformin is for either diabetes or women regarding the menstrual cycle. So it's not like they're just over-the-counter medicines.
This is definitely not over the counter.
Yeah.
That one you.
The metformin is definitely not over the counter.
Tramadol Schedule 4, Lyrical Schedule 5. This is not over the counter stuff.
We're gonna test it, make sure it is what it's supposed to be, and go from there. Everything that it's supposed to be. It brought up compounds that are of no interest to us when we're looking for narcotics. You can pack this up right here, not the medicine, okay? You're not gonna take them with you. All of this is prohibited. Bringing medication with a prescription is perfectly fine. But when you're bringing Schedule 4, Schedule 5 medication without a prescription, that's a problem. Today we're gonna let you off with a warning. In the future, just don't bring prescription medication without any prescriptions. Thank you for your time.
As he turns the wheel, you can start seeing the packages there. If you notice too, every different location that we took packages out of has a different identifier. So this one has a blue square, the other ones have yellow or pink. 14 packages out of the spare tire.
And just our right here, that duct tape does not belong there. That's the direction area where the fuel pump unit is. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up, see what's underneath it. You see obvious signs of tampering where the retainer ring has been removed. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that up.
It's always a hazard to be dealing with the gasoline. When we open up sending units, we gotta be very cautious to make sure we don't spill a lot of gas. They conceal the drugs within the gas tank. Those drugs, they're gonna infuse, like the gasoline gets within that package.
And we have an example here of package that is not sealed. You see the gasoline inside there.
When these drugs go out to the streets, you never know. So they're not only using methamphetamine, it could be a combination of both methamphetamine with gas, and they end up in the hospital. The contractor is draining the gas tank so we can take the packages out. The full tank is loaded with packages. These drug organizations, they'll go through anything to try to get the drugs across, you know? I enjoy doing this. I always volunteer to do this type of seizures.
Get another glove.
The process along the way, it's pretty rewarding. It's a small percentage, but it counts a lot, you know? It's something out of the streets. The contractor now is gonna bring a camera so we can see inside the tank.
Oh, you got one package still there.
Yeah.
Right there in that corner. Maybe two.
Two.
Three.
But they're really tucked inside the gas tank.
You got it.
A total of 37 packages we're taking out of the gas tank. I'll still tear the car apart, make sure there's nothing in it, but as of right now, that's it.
Okay, that's good. The one that is coming, can you please put it on the side? That needs to be inspected. This one, when I pick it up, was not really clear on the X-rays. Okay. Okay. Caution pills. Okay.
Look like ecstasy.
Ecstasy.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's it.
Here we go.
MDMA. This is the raw form of ecstasy.
Typical countries of origin for MDMA and ecstasy is Europe. any of the European countries you could think of. And actually, the majority does not stay in New York. It's going to every state in the Union. I don't believe there's a state or even a territory that I haven't seen it go into.
Oh, a pill press.
Okay, so...
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of these lately.
Yes.
So individuals that's looking to have their own pill shop, they're creating their own pills in the comfort of their own home, because now, post-COVID, more clubs are being opened up. The nightlife scene is people having more parties. Fill it with
power. They got a hammer. Boom, 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 boom. And voila, the pill comes on the other side. Some of them have their own name, their own logo.
Drug dealers brand their pills so you know who you're buying from.
See that? The devil.
Yeah. Okay, so basically what we're gonna do now, we're gonna test what we seem to think is ecstasy. So basically what we're gonna do is make sure to get all the way down.
This should pop good.
Yeah, it should. Ecstasy normally hit instantly. Just give it a couple of seconds so the chemicals can mix with the narcotic.
There you go.
There we go. So now you see the purple. So that's a positive. It's positive for ecstasy.
Okay, I'm gonna seal this so we can
there we go.
Process the seizure.
Positive.
Sometimes we go 2-3 post-scans bins and nothing we find, you know. It's just a matter that today we are lucky.
Yeah. We get mail from all over the world that comes here. So we gotta follow the trends, right? With this post-COVID era, we're gonna be starting seeing more and more of ecstasy and MDMA, designer drugs. You gotta follow that trend and then further investigate from there. That's all it takes.
God, I gotta play the lotto today.
That's it, you gotta play the lotto today. We on a good roll, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will serve as a final boarding announcement.
What's up, my man? How you doing? You okay? Can I see your passport real quick? Recently, there has been a huge uptick in the amount of passengers that Fort Lauderdale as a whole is receiving. Once the COVID restrictions start to drop, the more travel, then the narcos started coming in. Narcotic seizures, money, weapons, gold. Here at Fort Lauderdale, we do it all. How you doing? Cartagena?
Yep.
You travel a lot.
Oh, yes.
You and your husband?
Yes.
All right, welcome. When I'm out here hunting, we call it hunting, I'm looking to find those kilos. I'm looking to find that dope, keep it away from our kids, keep it out of our neighborhoods, keep it off our streets. Two females in wheelchairs both traveling together. Chances of them both being hurt going together somewhere.
My awareness is heightened. Two females on a wheelchair. We've seen that in the past where people smuggle that way.
She won't take her eyes off that passport. She's reading it like the Bible. Flipping through the pages, non-stop.
I don't know about you, but a passport is not really an entertaining type of literature, but she was deep into her passport. Typically, when they do that, it's because devious behavior. They're trying to avoid contact.
How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm good.
You doing okay?
Yes.
You're looking at this passport. Is there anything I can help you out finding?
No, I'm just looking at my stamps.
Ah! Yeah, you do got a lot of
I'm
stamps.
just looking at them.
What happened? Are you injured? Did you get hurt? Did you fall down or
No.
had surgery?
No.
So you don't need to be escorted anyway?
Huh.
Everything is good?
Oh, no.
Okay, healthy?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, and you're traveling with anybody today?
My sister.
Oh, your sister, okay. And your leg hurt too?
Oh, yeah, I have a sprained ankle.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You guys had a rough trip. It's a lot of behavior. A lot of behavior. That extra bubbly. Ugh. Blinking of the eyes, checking passports, avoiding eye contact. Extra bubbly to the point where it was like making me uncomfortable. It made me feel like, wow, this is a show. There might be something there. Okay, push them down over here. We're gonna take those bags out, okay? Throw them on the x-ray, ask you a few questions, and you'll be on your way, all right? All right, come on. So the one is showing insane behavior. If you saw her looking at her passport, she was staring at her passport, just flipping through the pages. I'm right in front of her. So let's just make sure that we do nice checks on these two, okay? These are your bags? You packed these yourself? Everything inside is yours? How long did you guys stay over there?
1 day.
1 day.
Your ladies were in Colombia for 1 day?
Yeah, Cali, Colombia.
How come?
I got my teeth made.
In 1 day?
They went down for 1 day, which raises some red flags. Nobody goes international trips for 1 day. Why can't you extend it for a couple of days to enjoy yourself?
Because it's nothing to do in Cali, Colombia.
So question, so why exactly are you guys on wheelchairs now?
I have a sprained ankle.
Here or in Colombia?
No, I sprained my ankle before I got here.
And you?
Okay. My legs just don't feel good.
Okay.
They fit that trend of not being a smuggler, but taking some personal use stuff from Colombia. And what do you do for work?
I do OnlyFans. I'm an adult entertainer. I done had 3 pages, all over 100K.
Wow.
Yeah. OnlyFans, my minimum is 1,000 subscribers. I don't do less than 1,000 subscribers. Twitter, I have 250K followers.
Oh, wow. So you...
I'm a pole technician. Watch your mouth.
Pole technician?
Yeah.
And an adult entertainer on OnlyFans. Very nice. Very nice. All right. It's making a different sound to me. We're just making sure that these rails aren't packed to the bottom with narcotics. And I couldn't get a good sight of the x-ray when the bag was filled, so I emptied it. I see nothing inside of the rails. My inspection is done. It was a pleasure, guys, okay? Safe travels back to Atlanta. Once we got into the story, we realized that one was an adult entertainer with an OnlyFans account with a lot of following. Cali, Colombia, it's not a touristy spot. They go down for cosmetic surgeries. They get the breast implants, the butt lifts, the teeth.
Typically, I would take them, at least get a pat down, could have it on them, but after her story being consistent, everything that she was saying was matching up. Sometimes people do travel to source countries, but it doesn't mean it is illicit. So our conclusion is they're good to go.
Keep going, keep going.
This is the hard part. We gotta play Tetris with these packages in order to put them all on the scale. So 38.72 so far. We'll still have to wait the ones that came out of the gas tank. They have to go in special bags. That way the gas doesn't come out when they're in the boxes. I always say this, meth is the new marijuana. Before, it was marijuana, 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 or in big bulks. Now it's meth in big bulks.
We just got this domestic package coming in from California.
It was wrapped in this baby gift. We even have a nice card here with writing. Hey cousin, congrats to you and your wife. Can't wait to meet her. See you soon. Love you. Go ahead and pop her open.
Crystal-like substance within the box.
We got 3 packages. They're all wrapped a little differently.
Definitely doesn't look like a baby gift. Based on just like a visual test, it does look to be methamphetamines, but we want to confirm that.
So we'll test it.
And we've got a hit for methamphetamines. In all likelihood, something like this could come over the border from Mexico.
And then they ship it from California over to here, and that's where they'll distribute. We'll put it on the scale and get a total weight.
.25 kilograms.
What we'll do is we'll wrap the packaging back up, make it look basically exactly the way that it was shipped, and we'll go out and we'll try to get a controlled delivery done here this morning. And hopefully we can figure out whoever it was going to.
We're getting ready to do a controlled delivery. We had a parcel that we intercepted, loaded with 1 kilo of crystal methamphetamine, about 1.2 kilos. We put sham narcotics in there, which is inert, fake drugs, and we're going to deliver that box to a location here in Bushwick. Crystal meth, we don't see that much of it in this area. We see a lot of cocaine, a lot of heroin, a lot of fentanyl. So our main goal is to try to identify more of the players that are involved, more co-conspirators, and to dismantle this transnational criminal organization. All right, this is the block. We'll do a drive-by, see what's going on, if we see anybody outside. It's this one right here. All right, we're wrapping back around. We're gonna position ourselves at the beginning of the block, okay? The plan for right now, we have an HSI undercover agent that is posing as a delivery person. He will attempt delivery. If it is successful, then we're going to detain all persons we believe to be involved and then bring them back to our office for interviews and processing and see if we can further the investigation at that point. All right, we're set up, okay? We're good to go. Somewhat busy on this block. He's knocking on the door. Let's go. Go, go, go.
You got a passport, a U.S. passport? U.S.?
Well, no.
Visitor.
Jamaican passport.
Okay.
Today we have a subject of interest that's coming off this flight from Medellin, Colombia. One of the main sources for TUSCi is Medellin.
We got a good picture, but no visual yet. So we're actually trying to identify them right now as we speak.
Ahora. Buena, ¿puedo ver su pasaporte, por favor? Aduana Inmigración. ¿Con quién viajas?
Solo.
¿Y de dónde vienes?
Colombia, Medellín.
¿En Medellín? ¿No trajiste otra maleta?
Solo esta.
¿Y para dónde va usted?
Detroit.
¿A Detroit?
Al Gay Pride de Detroit.
¿Al Gay Pride?
Yes.
¿Hay un Gay Pride en Detroit?
Sí.
Bueno, va a hacer una revisión un momento. Sígame por acá. Mr. Guy, he's nervous, he's sweating. He sees that I notice him, puts his head down this way, and he just starts going even faster. He noticed I was walking in his direction, but he even tried to
Try to evade you. I saw you actually had to jump in front of him. Hey, hey, hey.
You look at him, he's pale, he's sweating. His eyes are dilated and they're needle point.
Yeah.
Vamos por aquí. ¿Estás sudado? ¿Estás sudando?
No, pues me imagino por la situación, pero pues porque me...
No, pero yo lo vi usted sudando antes de yo pararlo.
No.
¿No? ¿Cuándo compraste el viaje?
Hace como 3 semanas más o menos.
¿A qué te dedicas?
Yo soy ingeniero civil.
Ah, ok. ¿Y su novio a qué se dedica?
El él es comercial técnico.
All right, buddy. Let's put this bag back together, all right? There were no narcotics in the bag. Everything was negative on that end. However, the passenger did continue to have nervous behavior. It's not in the bag.
I don't see it.
If it's not in that bag, then it's on him. Let's go pat him now.
We got to check everything.
Okay.
The body and also the phones.
You know, our job is to determine what deception is being pitched our way. So we have to keep pushing it.
Oh, yes.
What do you have? He's texting a guy in a separate flight that we had. The two guys are communicating about the importation of K for this festival that's going on in Detroit. Information was discovered with the interview that another player is involved that's in line right now. And this one is supposedly bringing in ketamine, which is used to make 2CB, also known as TUSCi. There he is. This is the guy. He has no checked luggage, so it's probably a little bit. It's probably just enough for the party.
No matter what he has, it's enough to go to jail.
There he is. He's to your 12 o'clock right now. Pull them back.
Yo, yo.
Okay, real quick, buddy. You have no checked luggage at all, right?
No.
Just a backpack.
No English.
No English. Okay. Tu maleta, no.
Solo eso.
Just a backpack. Okay. All right.
Follow him. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Para qué esto? ¿Para qué esto?
Esto es vitamina D. Viagras. ¿Cómo son? ¿Cuánto dinero está trayendo usted hoy? 2.400. ¿Usted dedica? ¿A qué se dedica usted? Yo estoy independiente, en una empresa en Colombia. Insumos para competir.
There's a lot of eye drops. The man had 3 eye drop bottles. How dry can your eyes be if you need 3 eye drop bottles? Let me try this one. Let's just check it. Oh, wow.
Hey, jackpot. ¿Qué es esto?
Oh.
TUSCi. It's TUSCi, ¿verdad? Okay. Grab him, cuff him up. And it's the purple one, the one that has heroin.
The new purple one, this 2C is double the price for half the quantity as the original pink 2C.
No es ketamina. Está positivo. Violeta, violeta, esto es tuyo. Ketamina adentro, ¿no? Pero es para otra persona. He's trying to say that he uses for personal use, but if it's illegal, it's illegal, so.
So we have 4.1 grams of TUSCi. And 62 grams of ketamine. When we find this stuff, we love it, you know? Today, in particular, the subject had a purple batch of TUSCi laced with heroin. And that is what's hooking our kids down here. So if we can arrest this guy on something that serious, then I'm happy and I feel like I did my job today.
Let's go. Go, go, go.
All right, come outside. I'm coming outside with you. I just got home.
No second, no.
Sir, I'm gonna go outside. What are y'all doing?
Come on.
Come out and go. I'm good.
Step out.
Step out now. Turn around. Listen. I'm chill.
Take a step, please. Any other adults in here? Okay.
What are y'all doing?
We are taking you to our office.
Okay, I'm already outside. That's what I'm saying. So what's
Finish searching the house, all right? It's a safety check, just to make sure there's no other adults.
With you.
We're just making sure there's no other adults there, and then we're leaving. Good?
We ended up making an arrest. We're going to start the interview process and see if this guy wants to cooperate. When we talk to this individual, we want to know a few things. Where is he getting this stuff from? Who is he delivering it to? We want to see how involved he actually is in this organization. So we'll sit down, we'll talk like gentlemen, see if we can figure this out. All right? We're looking to get to the top of these organizations to disrupt them, identify as many people as possible, and dismantle these organizations. We're going to take these handcuffs off, okay? We're going to get you situated, then we're going to have a conversation. Like some water? Okay, we'll get you some water.
What do you think? You see something? Today we identified containers that were coming from the Dominican Republic. These were manifested as avocados.
All right. And so then you picked it up from what yard?
When we brought them through the x-ray, we were able to identify that they weren't full containers. We identified an area that looked like it was freshly caught.
There. We gotta drill those ones, I think, still. All right, let's do it. Let me hit it.
Just be careful how deep. Stay on the outside.
There you go.
Nice.
That should be good.
There you go.
Hit that.
Trying to hit it with the crowbar.
All right.
There we go. I see Brett.
You see it?
It's loaded, dude. Loaded. Yeah! Look at it all, bro. Look at it all. That's it.
Hit the big guy. Make sure you have gloves on. Make sure you have masks on. We're done, really. 8, 9. These commodities, we don't know what they are, and they can be deadly. It could be fentanyl. A small gram of fentanyl could kill you. So that's why we use safety precautions, masks and gloves to protect our guys.
5, 6.
The job gets tedious sometimes, you know? You get down, you get dirty, you crawl through ships, and you keep looking, and, you know, after a while, it starts to think, why am I doing this? There's more! And then when you finally hit it, you get the load, it's like, it's all worth it now, you know? Let's go.
140?
Yeah,
What we do now is we put it into one of our test kits to verify what kind of substance it is, whether it's an illegal substance like cocaine, fentanyl. Positive for cocaine.
All right, 140 so far. We got another container.
We just pulled in another container that might be loaded as well because they're linked together. The search never stops, and neither do the traffickers.
you want to open your trunk for me and turn your vehicle off? As you can see, we have various types of vehicles, various types of travelers. Everybody's trying to get to the United States. ¿A qué tiene, Adrián? By my experience in the 8 years working here with CBP, we see a lot of alien smuggling.
Oh.
Some of these undocumented foreign nationals are looking to better their lives. We totally understand that. The problem is these human smuggling organizations are transnational criminal organizations that are exploiting these individuals. It's a money-making machine for them. They're putting lives at jeopardy.
Anybody need water?
The criminal organizations have no care for human life, human safety.
Can you stand up? Come on. You're okay. Está bien, está bien.
It is important for us to stop this because we're going to continue to see lives lost. We're literally right on the Mexican border. The ability for these undocumented foreign nationals to circumvent the fence line and get across and then get into the community is really quick.
There's stash houses here where they're holding big groups, and then they start moving to San Antonio, to Albuquerque. If they're going all the way to the north, let's say like New York, Detroit, they may pay $15,000 for one person.
Guys on the semi under the canopy.
We have a semi-truck that's coming down the wrong way, down the bridge, and we have to have K9 go sweep it. In order for it to make entry from the United States, we just have to do a secondary inspection on it.
There could be anything from contraband, narcotics, to people, human trafficking. They opened up a truck just like that not too long ago, and that's where all those dead bodies were. Can we open the doors? There's a lot of space in there to hide a lot of things. And could be false sides. They could have loaded up the baseboard. There's many places to hide stuff there.
With the dog on it. Semi for K9.
Initial hands-on inspection, nothing really pokes out at us at the moment, but we always run K9 on it just in case. Negative inspection. This truck here more than likely is legitimate travel, but unfortunately people have suffocated in the back of trucks like that. So it's very, very important that we check those trucks thoroughly for contraband and for safety of people.
Hello guys, where are you guys coming from today?
From Colombia.
Where were you today? Did you do a little shopping out there? Just come with me real quick.
There's no quick reference guide to the way people conceal items.
I look for passenger behavior, their interactions with other passengers. Are they on the phone a lot? Are they texting? All of those things that passengers do, most of them have a meaning. After you do this enough, you can actually tell. Which passport, sir? How are you today? Right. Where are you coming from?
Ghana.
Just come with me. The reason I stopped him is because when he opened his passport, he had $100 bills just falling out. What's your reason for travel today, sir?
I'm going for a contract exchange program.
Okay. Where is the money that was in your passport?
The money.
Show it to me. Why would you keep money in your passport? Take it out. All right. Make sure you have all your money, all right? Put your money away. Put your bag up here. How long is your program for, sir?
June to September.
And it's called
The Green Heart Exchange program.
Green Heart Exchange. What kind of work?
Housekeeper.
Where? Do you know where you're going?
At Tennessee.
You're going to Tennessee?
Yes.
How are you getting there from here?
I'll book the flight.
Show me. Let me see. Who is the person that just Snapchatted you?
My cousin.
Is that person here?
Yes.
Where?
He's in New York.
Don't answer that. Who is that anyway? Same person? Don't. No answer. Is he meeting you here?
He's taking me to the Delta office so I can travel to Tennessee.
I don't understand that. Delta Airlines is in this terminal. Why do you?
He's his credit card. So he's going to show them his credit card that he booked it for me.
Before I open this bag, I want to ask you another question. Are you bringing anything into the United States with you for anyone else?
No, please.
You didn't bring anything for him?
No, everything is mine.
This guy's in an awful rush to talk to you. The way I think is, hey, I'll buy you the ticket, bring this into the United States for me, or do this for me. I don't know. But that's just the way I look at things. Your flight is in 40 minutes, and yet you're gonna have time to go see this person?
No, he's taking me there.
But you're here.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. And this guy doesn't stop.
You got the knife? Put up there, buddy.
We were looking at different containers coming from incoming countries that were of high risk.
Get the other bin. We gotta get the other bin.
The people that smuggle the drugs, they put so much effort into concealing it. They welded and riveted a new piece of metal in front. It looked all normal. Back in the day, they used to just put pallets of it on there. But not no more, man. It's really concealed deep now.
101, 102, 103, 104. Anything up top?
You got the fiber optic smoke?
There's more. Yeah. 140 in the other container, 127.
It's been several years since we found a load this large in one day. This is a cold hit. We never know what shipment we're getting. Guys work really hard day in and day out. This is a big payoff for us. We're very excited.
Those other 45 pieces? Let's put 5 in.
And then we're just gonna weigh these.
We're contacting HSI. They're going to take the investigation further and search for where these drugs were intending to go to in the first place.
So we got about 142 keys total, about 73, 72 between each. They're getting it all set up and loaded. Once we sign it off to you guys, it's on you, whatever you guys need us to do from there on, okay?
Thank you, bro.
As I was expecting him, his phone started to ring off the hook. It must have rang 6 times. And the fact that it just kept ringing off the hook didn't make any sense to me.
Why are they calling so much? That's the thing, though. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Who's calling? Who's that? Who is that? Family member?
My cousin. He booked it for me.
And he didn't ask you to bring anything into the United States for him at all. Are you carrying anything on your body for anyone else? This bothers me, because how do we know that they didn't coerce this guy into coming here? And he might not be going anywhere, right? He looks, I don't want to use the word vulnerable, but, you know, looks like he doesn't know any better. Nothing? Nothing. Who's that?
This is my mom.
Okay.
So I think he called her and then he's telling her that I'm not picking his calls. So she called me and...
Okay. After a little while, the caller that appeared on the phone was his mom. So that brought things a little more clarity. Maybe because he wasn't picking up that guy's calls, the guy might have worried and called his mom and said, look, your son's not answering the phone. Why don't you try? And that sort of brought the inspection down. All right? Here. You're all set. Once I was satisfied that there was nothing wrong there, I just handed him back his passport and I let him go. Be careful out there, all right? All right. I don't know.
That's what it is, you know?
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do, man. You're looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hola, buenos días. ¿Algo que declarar?
So the primary focus with CBP officers is here at the port of entry.
Muy bien, gracias. Buen día.
Hello. But however, we do have travelers that try to come in where it's not the port of entry, where we as CBP officers cannot be. Our job here is limited, but along the border, you have Border Patrol that is protecting the border itself.
Border Patrol, our counterparts, will actually monitor the land in between a port of entry. That land in between a port of entry is usually used to circumvent entering the country legally. And AMO also assists by monitoring via helicopter or any other method that they're able to use.
Go ahead and start securing doors. Come on, comms.
El Paso Air Branch covers approximately 823 miles of linear border.
All right, CG flank controls feel somewhat good. Slide left. It looks clear on the ground.
On a day-to-day basic operation for us, we will go out, we'll support Border Patrol from the air. The pilot and the enforcement agent that's sitting in the opposite seat from him, if they come across a group of migrants, they have the capability of reaching out via radio to the ground components of Border Patrol and help them make whatever arrests need to be made in those situations.
That's good. Make your box out by 68. Good start on the inside.
Unfortunately, these migrants, they come with a big dream. They're not told, or they are misled as to the dangers they're going to be facing. And a lot of these cartels or a lot of these human trafficking organizations don't really care about the people that they're pushing across the border.
It's a business, and they're only getting better and better at the business, so they're finding new ways to always throw us for a loop or throw someone else for a loop.
There's some people right here, right waiting. There's like at least 3 or 4. There's another 2 on our left-hand side, a little further down. They already are in the United States. They're already in.
You're up on comms with the ground?
Yeah. This sounds like a job for Horse Patrol.
The bush that the one in the gray shirt is walking towards? Yep. There's another 5 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the other bush to the right, there's about 4 in there.
Horse Patrol coming in.
He's running from the agent. He just caught that single.
The smuggling organizations, well, sometimes they'll send 5 or 6 groups, and other times it'll be maybe just 1 or 2 at a time and space it out. So they're pretty good about not being consistent. Just when you think you have like it figured out, they'll throw a curveball. Right now, they'll all be searched, and then they'll be put into that transport van. They'll be taken to the station. Once the situation becomes calm, just making sure everybody's good, they're in good health, they'll do an interview and get intel the direction that they're going to be traveling, and on the smuggling organization as well.
HSI comes in, and what they usually do with us is that we trade off some of the cocaine so that they can try to track it to the original source of where it was intending to go.
All right, guys, thanks for coming out today. Our CBP partners got approximately 150 kilos. This is associated to a large-scale drug trafficking organization. So we're gonna attempt a controlled delivery down in the Miami area. These guys could be armed. So once we make entry into the location, get everybody safe and secured on the ground, do your searches. Hopefully we can get some arrests today. Let's go do this. This operation, it could take anywhere between 2 hours. It could take 2 or 3 days. We're not on our schedule, we're on the bad guy's schedule. We have multiple units on the ground, and we're gonna deliver the container.
Heading westbound, should be jumping on 596.
The location of where we drop off the container, individuals that are there will maybe try to attempt to extract the narcotics. We also have to focus on who we're dealing with, violent drug trafficking organizations. So yeah, for sure, we always have to be on high alert and just move forward and, you know, try to catch it.
Container did make the left-hand turn. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and set up down that street. Secure up at our location. We're backing it all the way to the loading bay. All right.
We arrived at the final destination. We are currently awaiting any activity as far as if somebody comes and accepts the container from the person delivering it. So we're in a waiting game. We got a long night ahead of us. It's not uncommon for the individuals to wait when there's nobody around anymore, all the businesses have closed, and they wait for, you know, darkness to fall so they can start, you know, taking stuff out when nobody's really around.
Targets for the Luggages.
There we go.
Don't get close to them, they're gonna be looking for you.
I'm here. But I'm like 2 blocks away.
They're in the container. You got one walking with the duffel bag to the front. Right there, definitely spooked. If you got a target crouched down his hands and knees. Male, bleached, blonde hair. Got somebody's outside. SUVs. They're walking towards that vehicle. Alright, looks like they're leaving. 10-4, let it go.
The doors were closed. I'm thinking that they were kind of just like sizing it up and see if anybody showed up, but they definitely didn't even attempt to open the door.
Yeah. All right, there. You guys pull out.
Okay, brother. So the 2 targets that were at the location departed in a vehicle that came to pick them up. Some units followed them away. The target container still at the location, and we would maintain eyes on the container all through the night into the morning.
Passport, please. How long were you outside the United States?
7 days.
What was your reason for travel?
Birthday.
You have a nice day, all right? Thank you.
How you doing, sir? Can I see your passport, please? Where you coming from today? Hey. I just come real quick. I'm just gonna take a quick look in your bags. Just place your bags up here for me. What was the purpose of your trip?
Just in my family.
How long were you there?
Like a month.
A month? Are these gifts?
This is a gift for family.
Okay.
Definitely feels like Christmas morning when you gotta unwrap everything. But I don't see my name on any of these gifts. So I guess it must have been a bad boy this year. Ginger?
Oh, yeah, ginger right there.
If it's not dried, then it might not be allowed. PQ!
The ginger is usually okay, but it's gotta be clean. Something like this, you know? If it's contaminated with soil, you pick those up? Oh, these are okay, these are okay.
This. It's a portrait of the passenger I was inspecting. It is really heavy. Give me 1 second, right? I'm taking a look at the picture. Just based on recent trends, folks have been using picture frames as a concealment method. And so when I saw it and I felt the weight, my suspicion level went from here to there. And I had to take a closer look to see what was inside of it.
Yeah, it's probably, check the line in the back.
And I try to be delicate while still, being able to do my job and inspect the portrait to see what's inside of there.
This is dry plywood.
I'm satisfied with that. The material used to create the portrait was what caused it to be so heavy. Have a good day. Thank you.
Border Patrol received information on a possible human smuggling stash house. We regularly get about 2 to 3 leads a week. We're about to go see if this information we got is any good. So a lot of our traffic will initiate in El Paso, and they're successful with their smuggled attempt. A pickup driver will usually pick them up here and take them to a stash house. Sometimes we'll run into a stash house and find 4 smuggled humans. Sometimes you find 20. Sometimes you find 60. We'll find firearms. We'll find narcotics. Sometimes they're gang related. That's where some of the violence can come in. They could have weapons, holding them against their will, asking for higher smuggling fees from the family, and just holding them there. Sometimes the caretakers can go even further and sexually assault them, physically assault them. So it's important to go to all these houses, not just because there's a crime being committed, but also because there's possibly crimes being committed against the smuggled humans. One thing I don't like about doing knock and talks is sometimes you go knock and you hear people moving around the house. Hopefully they're just trying to hide and avoid you, but they could be setting you up for an ambush, ready to retaliate against you. The more time they go without answering, the more nerve-wracking it gets.
Police! Police!
Can you step out for a minute? Step good. Stand over here, bro. Do you have any weapons on you?
Nah.
Bro. Is there anyone else in here?
We got reports that there's a lot of people being held here against the law.
What? Lift up your shirt, bro.
Clear. You take a look.
You let us in. Yeah, the dude's high as Since we're suspecting he's under the influence of some kind of narcotic, we decided to search the house for any contraband, firearms, drugs, anything indicative of human smuggling, ledgers, money, type of food that they feed on.
We didn't find any smuggled humans in the house, but from what we know in the investigation and what we see in there is he allegedly smuggled humans in the past. He has self-admitted to being gang affiliated, and they're running some checks, doing a little more investigating to see what's going to happen with him. While we were here, we received information on another possible human smuggling stash house. So we're going to head on from here to there and see if we find anything there.
Every officer is assigned a personal radiation device. This will let us know if anything within our vicinity has radiation. So as I was making my rounds with the device, the signal was stronger as I got to the passenger.
Let's go. Hello, ma'am. ¿Pasaporte? ¿Qué tiene? ¿Mucho?
Ropa, queso. You know, radiation, it could be dangerous. It could be used as weapons. So we have to make sure that it's not an instrument of terror that somebody's trying to bring in to do harm into this country.
How long were you in the Dominican Republic? ¿Cuánto tiempo?
Duré 2 meses y como 12 días.
Oh, ok. ¿Qué pasa aquí?
Tuve que esperar el tratamiento de yodo.
Okay.
Señora, ¿usted viene de visita vive acá?
Yes, she had thyroid. She had thyroid surgery.
Sí.
¿Tiene el papel de eso?
Sí, está todo los documentos aquí de operación.
What I've encountered at the airport when a passenger's being treated with radiation is sometimes they put this dye in the person so when they do a CT scan, the image can read a little better. So if the person has ingested that dye, it'll trigger this. And she supplied the proper medical paperwork, and it shows the actual chemical she was treated with.
Oh, I-131. Okay, I-131.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So she's free to go.
Gotcha.
Gracias a ti.
Billy, you got a pretty good eye of that, right? We're back again for day 2. The overnight surveillance teams. We're still sitting on the container. Multiple people have come and gone. Every once in a while, they'll enter the container, go to where the narcotics are concealed, and they look around, come back out, walk around. Once they make entry or access the compartment where the narcotics are, we will make entry. But as of right now, we're just in a holding pattern.
Honda SUV pulling in now, headed southbound through the lot on the north entrance.
One of the targets came back and has been inspecting the interior of the container. One of the ground units saw him with a drill, so there's a chance that now that it's daylight, they could be taking the opportunity to access the container hidden compartment.
I just walked her away. Looks like light colored hair. Looks like they accessed the trap. They just pulled 1 or 2 bricks out.
They get their hand in there? Okay.
All right, guys, heads up, heads up. Bleach-haired guy is standing on the sidewalk looking at the business now. Locked.
All units move in and grab that guy. Where's the location? Which is the location? Hey, cover! Let's go! Everything's closed up. There's nobody in there. Once we apprehended the subject, we cleared the area to make sure there wasn't any threats for law enforcement. So we cleared the container, of course. We also cleared the building that the individual was to make sure there wasn't any suspects in there, and of course the surrounding parking lot. We got him in custody. He's probably on the lower end tier of the drug trafficking organization. So we try to work our way up to the next individuals that are here in South Florida. And then from that point, then we work our way to Caribbean or South Central America. Clear out.
We're going to a house in Sunland Park, New Mexico. We're going to be looking for smuggled humans inside this house. And if we do find them, we're going to look to question probably somebody who lives there and see if they're the caretaker or involved in any way, and try to get as much information from the investigation to hopefully do an arrest based on probable cause. You got one? All right, we're on our way over there.
Someone popped their head out of the trailer.
This one? Or the silver one?
I think it's the silver one up there in the back.
Yeah, they said that they saw one run in as soon as they saw us.
Good boy. So right now, those bags over here are from the Dominican Republic, and we're just waiting for the passengers to come and claim them, because in the last couple of months, it's been a very successful flight to search. ¿Qué país? Mexico. Okay, thank you. Gracias.
Can you see your passport? Just follow them.
Yo sabe poquito de español, no mucho. Ok, necesito checar de pastillos en un cama, okay? The guy's coming from the Dominican Republic, which was a flight that we were targeting for narcotics smuggling. And when I went through his luggage, I found pills that were removed from their packaging and placed into some other kind of wrapping, stuck in sneakers, which made it appear like he was trying to be deceptive and having them hidden from us. He says there are 1,500 Viagra pills. If the guy has enough of them, he gets arrested. Okay, bang. It's the generic brand of Viagra, which is very expensive in this country, and where he's coming from, it's not that expensive. Here, you need a prescription. Over there, you don't, I guess. We're gonna go to the pat-down room, make sure he's not hiding anything, and wait for instructions. Todos aquí. Necesito checar tu cuerpo, ¿ok?
Sí, señor.
¿No tiene más? All right. Who's the pills for?
¿Para quién son las píldoras? Era para vender, la está viendo no la verdad. ¿Quién se le hacía vender? A un compoblano de uno, que uno la vende, uno regala el pasaje.
And he's supposed to sell them to who?
Uno compró un Apolo solamente, para Apolo. Entonces, usted tiene el teléfono de él, usted tiene un tipo de...
No, señor.
¿Cómo se iba a ver con él? ¿Cómo iban a setear un día?
Porque cuando yo vengo aquí a Nueva York siempre vamos a hablar 182 y alguien que nos juntamos.
For how much?
¿Cuánto le iba a dar por las pastillas?
¿Cuánto me iba a dar? $1,000 me iba a dar, 50 centavos por cada uno.
$1,000.
En honor a la verdad.
How much did he buy them for?
¿Cuánto le costó usted las píldoras?
20,000 pesos dominicanos.
20,000 Dominican pesos.
He says they're 1,500?
¿Son 1,500 lo que tiene?
1,500 me dijo él.
Yeah, 1,500.
Most likely they're gonna get seized. Okay, here's 300. It's the generic brand of Viagra. And we counted 2,019 pills, and they're sold on the street for $10 to $20 a pill. This product was made in another country, and we don't know what kind of quality control they have. It can potentially be harmful. These are prohibited.
Sí, mi señor Ramón, entonces vamos a ir a inmigración. Ustedes les dan más instrucciones a ustedes. ¿Cuál va a ser el próximo paso?
Sus manos en tu espalda. Thank you. Prosecution was declined, and he's going to be sent back to the immigration side. Because he's a tourist, he's going to be sent back to his country, and his visa is going to be canceled because he said that he's going to sell them for $1,000, which is a violation on the terms of his visa, unauthorized employment. And he's going to be put on a plane eventually after they take a statement and do an expedited removal.
What happened? So there's a group in there. She said the driver that dropped her off 10 days ago is in there.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anybody else in there. ¿Hay alguien más en esa traila?
Sí. ¿Y cuándo llegó hoy?
Sí, apenas.
El señor que les dijo que ayudaran, ¿cómo se llama?
Es que como apenas lo estoy conociendo. Sí, no.
¿Cómo se ve el señor? Escríbamelo.
Pues está güerito, ya está mirando, unos 85 años. ¿Cuánta gente hay aquí ahorita, más o menos? Como nomás yo miro al señor, al americano.
¿Hay gente en este?
No sabré decirles.
We need to get in. They've talked to 2 smuggled humans already, and they said there's probably more inside. The driver that dropped off the female that was out here earlier is still here. So now they'll knock and hopefully get consent.
¡Policías, salgan! ¡Salgan! ¿Hay otra gente aquí? Where are the other people? Inside this house? And you just call them out. Stay there, yell at them, call them out. Vengan para afuera, muchachos. Muchachos, salgan!
Ask for consent.
Let me go and get them all out. Sure. Salgan, policía, salgan! Hey, come on. Manos arriba. You stand, come on. Vámonos, salgan para afuera.
We continued the investigation, got consent to go in, and we found a total of 16 smuggled humans inside. Parece aquí con manos en la cabeza. Of those 16, I believe 8 were from Mexico and 8 were from Guatemala. We found like half the group inside the main dwelling right here. And they were just scattered throughout in different rooms, hidden behind televisions, hidden in closets. And then the other ones were inside this aluminum trailer right here. The conditions, as you can see, are not anything that most of us are used to living in. That trailer doesn't have any air conditioning. That's where they're staying. Considering the temperatures, how hot it's been getting these past couple of weeks, I think today we're reaching temperatures above 100. One of them could have a heat stroke, and who knows where it goes from there. You know, they might not think it right now, but I think, we did help them out today.
All these are from Europe? Yep. All right, let's do it. You can feed it. I'll take a look at the screen. We got thousands of packages coming in from all these different countries. Today, we're gonna try to just focus on getting the ones that are coming from Europe. European countries are big for ketamine. You see an anomaly right here, one of these packages. The color is drawing my attention to it. It looks like it might be some kind of synthetics.
It's Spain.
Spain, but I see some kind of Asian names here. That's unusual coming from a Spanish country. Oatmeal.
In Spanish. In some Chinese packages.
A little weird to me. Soup packages inside of a Chinese oatmeal kind of bag. Yeah, that doesn't look like noodles. We're gonna bring all of these packages back to our facility. We'll test it and tell us what it is. It's a good find. Ready to go. You wanna cut this stuff open? And now we're gonna take everything apart. Whenever we're cutting this stuff up, you don't wanna just slice it right down the middle, because then all of this stuff will spill. And if it's something there to cause us harm, you just expose everybody. So they've cut all of these packages right in the bottom. They emptied out whatever chicken noodle soup was in there, put a little bag of narcotics, try to pass it off as normal chicken noodle soup. And now we're gonna test every package. The bag is clear, so it's gonna give us a chance to use a laser. That way we don't have to get exposed to whatever it might be. Ketamine chloride. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 packages. We're gonna just double check to make sure all of them are ketamine. So that one's ketamine. Ketamine is sometimes used for horse tranquilizers. It's popular in the nightclubs. Bada bing, bada boom. And they're all coming back as ketamine hydrochloride. Get a weight on there. 964 grams. We're gonna contact HSI and see if they want to take this any further. It feels good, you know. This is the fruits of a good day's work.
Hi, sir. Anything to declare, like fruits, meats, vegetables, or anything?
No.
Okay, have a great day.
With LAX, we're basically the main hub for Asian flights and Australia, New Zealand, Pacific Islands.
Where are you guys coming from?
From Karachi.
Okay. Are you bringing anything back from Pakistan?
Sweets only.
Just sweets? Okay.
What are you traveling with?
A bike.
Is it your personal bike, or is it something that you purchased that you're bringing over?
It's my personal bike.
Oh, okay. Have a good one.
It's a total group effort. Everyone working collectively, from the warehouse people who move the cargo for us, the targeters, to all the officers that are assisting. It gives me satisfaction. Totally rewarding.
All right, sir, so everything is good? And welcome back home.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Pockets with the rest of
The red suitcase? Okay. All right, sir, where are you coming from?
Vietnam.
All right. Are you bringing any fresh fruits today?
Fresh food, no.
Any vegetables?
No
Any
vegetables.
meat products?
No
sausages?
meat products.
Nothing like that? All right, we're gonna check, okay? How long were you in Vietnam for?
3 weeks.
3 weeks? All righty.
All right, bring a lot of food today.
That's not a lot. I left behind a lot of food.
What's this over here? Bird's nest.
I bought for my mom.
Bird's nest is an animal product, usually coming from swallow birds. That's prohibited entry into the United States. It's actually made out of spit, bird spit. So how many bird's nests did you bring today?
Just one.
Just one?
Too expensive.
Expensive, right? A lot of times they'll farm it in bird farms that they have over in Southeast Asian countries. In more natural settings, they'll actually chop it off the cliffside rocks. The more expensive versions actually taste like shrimp and brine because the swallows actually dive into the ocean and they eat the shrimp. So I've seen some of these go for like a couple $100s.
So you guys gonna keep it?
Yeah, they could be carrying diseases that we don't have here in the United States. Things like bird flu. Yeah, I know this is expensive, but animal products like this, yeah, you can't bring in, okay?
Didn't know the
No worries.
Okay, it is what it is.
Are you want to back this up?
Yes.
All right. The bird's nest is actually a more uncommon find. I want to say maybe in a week we might find one or two. So this was a good find for us. This could have came from a farm where the sanitary conditions are very low because of the many diseases birds carry. We can't take any risks.
All set.
Thank you. You're all good. Thank you.
I think it's probably on that side. We are CBP agriculture specialists, and we're going to be looking at some higher risk shipments coming from countries that are bringing local handicraft, maybe fruits and vegetables, and we're going to just make sure that none of these items could potentially be bringing any pests or diseases that could be harmful to the U.S. agriculture. Then this is the cola nut, and that's the bitter melon. It was manifested on the invoice. Yeah. We already know more or less which shipments we're going to be looking for by the manifests that are coming in. We make sure that the description actually is what the contents are in the package and that they're actually allowed and not prohibited to come into the U.S. And if everything is good to go, then we're going to release it to its consignee. All right, good to go. You got the food stuff there, huh? They open them up. They're fresh. Is this something? I think so, right? Yep. Okay. The bug that they found, that's a Coleoptera, which is a little beetle. So at this point, we'll place the shipment on hold and send it off to USDA. And if everything comes back not actionable, we'll release it back to the owner of that shipment. All right. So the shipment we're looking for is from Cameroon. So this is it? Yeah, these are the handicrafts. So let's ask somebody to go ahead and bring it over to the inspection site just so we can take a better look at it. We're going to be taking a look at this shipment that's coming from Cameroon, and it says that it's local handicrafts. We look at handicrafts because we kind of make sure that if they're made out of some kind of a wood, we're not bringing in wood-boring pests that are harmful to the U.S. agriculture.
How many
All right.
pieces?
It says it's 6 total. Let's take a look. Huh. Wow. Look at that, it looks like a face. This is definitely not wood.
Looks ancient.
They're importing a sculpture. We got some dirt in here. Look at that. Is that some grass too?
This was on the ground for a long time. You can tell with the
Yeah.
quality
Look at
full of
that.
dirt.
I wouldn't consider this a handicraft. I would consider this something completely out of that realm. It's a sculpture. They have the actual dirt still falling off from there. So you can tell that it was somewhere for a very, very, very long time. It was dug out right from the dirt. If it came in legally or not, we don't know. We just want to make sure what it is first so we can make that final assessment. So let's find the other pieces. Another one. This is an even bigger piece. Well, what do you think they're from? Definitely have to call somebody on these things. Lift this one up so we can get pictures.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
Looks from like an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, right?
Kind of, yeah.
The sculptures all follow very similar patterns, so it seems like one person made this or the same group of people made it. Do they look like the same kind of rock?
Yeah, same material. I don't know what kind of rock.
Neither do I. Since it no longer has any materials related to agriculture, I have to refer it off to the inbound team to see what further action might be needed.
Hey, officers.
Hey, how are you? So these are a couple of the sculptures that we found.
This is awesome. So I'm with the inbound enforcement team. We're a specialized unit that responds to either artwork, artifacts, any type of item that might have cultural significance. I suspect they're monoliths. If it was new, the lines would be sharper. We'd probably see tool marks. But in this case, there aren't any, and the fact that it's still covered in soil, we're thinking they're authentic artifacts. This seems like a misrepresentation. They said they're $100 each. Based on other items we've seen, that's not an accurate price. We could see the line where it was buried in the soil.
And people bring this into the country because they send it as handicraft, you know, like.
The paperwork says it's a certificate of origin from Cameroon. We'd have to contact the Cameroonian government, see if this is legitimate, and make certain it's not falsified. This could possibly be a black market. If it does belong to Cameroon, the patrimony, I would highly doubt they would allow these items to be taken out of the country. And now we're going to contact the subject matter expert. I got that funny feeling it will be significant, but that'll be yet to be determined.
Today, CBP officers at the JFK International Mail Facility intercepted these two parcels from Spain, and they found them to contain ketamine. This box had a little over 3 kilos, this one a little over 2. Today, we're going to be conducting back-to-back controlled deliveries of these parcels into Queens. We're going to utilize an undercover law enforcement officer to deliver both parcels. These are going to be live loads, so let's not lose the load. But the safety of our undercover is paramount. We're going to have a couple guys ghosting our undercover. If the deliveries are successful, we're going to take all evidence and all detained persons back to NYPD's 109th precinct for interviews and processing. All right, let's do it. Yeah. Pack up quick, then we're going to roll out. All right, we're good? All right, let's go. Ketamine comes in waves. We'll have a dry spell, and then the seizures of ketamine will pick up. We see a lot of it going into the Asian community in Queens. Both parcels are related to the criminal organization that we've been working for the past few weeks. The goal is to gather further intelligence to dismantle these organizations responsible for importing these dangerous drugs. This stuff is poison. It kills people. And the more drugs we take off the street, the more people we arrest, I do believe we're making an impact.
How you guys doing? Bring any food, alcohol, tobacco back into the country? Currency over $10,000? No. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Hello. Oh, español. Ok, ¿de dónde vienes?
De Costa Rica.
¿De Costa Rica? Ok, ¿cuánto tiempo vas a venir para acá?
Una semana.
¿Con quién?
Con unos amigos. Primera vez que viajo.
¿Amigos cómo lo conociste?
Son unos amigos de la familia, de muchos años.
Okay. Sí. ¿Y tus amigos de qué se dedican aquí?
O sea, eso no sé, eso no les he preguntado así, porque como son señores ya, digamos, amigos de la familia.
¿Cuántas maletas traes con usted ahorita?
Una maleta nada más. Y
¿Esa?
Ya, sí.
Y esta maleta es nueva, ¿quién la compró?
Yo la compré.
Sí, vamos a revisar tus maletas. This passenger was coming from Costa Rica. It's a very hot zone known for narcotics. He was isolated from the rest of the passengers. It looked like he was nervous. He was coming to visit his friend that he has never met, and the luggage that he was bringing was new. These are facts that made me want to see what we find. Eso está bien, toma un paso atrás. ¿Y tú empacaste todo esto?
Sí.
¿Tus compañeros que vienes a visitar, cuánto lo tienen conocido de la familia?
Que yo estaba pequeño, eso ya es como más de mi mamá y mi papá, digamos.
Ajá, pero ¿cuándo fue la última vez que tú hablaste con ellos?
Hace poco hablé para decirle que si me dejaban, digamos, estar ahí una semana ahí para conocer, que ellos me llevaban y así.
Ok. ¿Y hablaron sobre algunos planes que van a hacer aquí?
Que me iban a enseñar, digamos, lugares.
¿Qué lugares?
La playa, no sé, la playa ahí, comprar cosas.
Ok.
¿Todo la maleta es café?
Sí, son unas muestras de café que es que ahí me lo regalaron, entonces me lo traje.
Ok.
Todo eso nada más, solo eso viene ahí con café.
We found a lot of coffee sample bags. When we have a lot of the same products, that's a little strange. Perhaps they're hiding something or they're trying to smuggle something in. Okay, vamos a llevar esto en X-ray. Okay, vámonos. ¿Vas a ir por acá? It looks strange.
Yeah.
We'll open a couple. Okay.
¿Alguien dio eso para traer?
No, tampoco. Digamos, para regalar, para...
¿Cuántos amigos tienen aquí?
Una familia.
Una familia.
El esposo es el amigo de nosotros, el amigo.
Okay. Oye, que te la pases bien entonces. We opened a couple of coffee bags and we didn't find anything, but we consider that a good stop. Any type of intel that we get on trends, it's always good to have that information. So we let him go and he went to go to the beach and visit his friends. Buen día, gracias.
Hey, Doug. I'm one of the seizing officers. When we saw these stones, we knew something was up. And on top of that, we did determine the export documents from Cameroon were fraudulent and false. Can you please tell us what your findings were and your analysis of when you saw the stones?
My immediate reaction was joy. And the joy is that your officers intercepted them before they got into the art market. These figures are Akwanshi monoliths. Based on archaeological estimates, we know that they were being carved as early as 300 BC. They were carved to celebrate the ancestors. And in fact, the name Akwanshi means ancestors in the ground. In times of crisis or during the annual festivals, people will go and make prayers. Pictures tell stories that will allow me to pinpoint where they will have come from. Cameroon and Nigeria, they share a border. But as soon as I saw the object, there was no doubt where it came from. The Cross River State in Nigeria. These are not objects that belong to an individual. They belong to a community.
Correct.
Antiquities like this do not leave the country. When these kind of things are removed, it is not just the history of that country that is being lost, but it is also depriving the descendants of these people the opportunity to continue their way of life.
Wow. I just can't thank you enough. I'm almost getting emotional here based on the history and the significance of them. Hopefully they'll end up where they belong.
Thank you.
Dr. Aganduran emphatically stated that these items are not for sale. They're not supposed to be exported from Nigeria. So there was no reason for those items to have even made it into the U.S. Dr. Aganduran did confirm all of our suspicions. They are authentic. These items are ancient. They are part of a Nigerian tribal religious ceremonies. We have something extremely significant.
Amazing to me that they're in this good of condition.
Akwanshi are one of a kind.
Priceless. And they are going to an individual here.
Yes,
right?
it seems to be going to a private entity.
Okay, the countries are going to want these back. We'll start the seizure, reach out to HSI. Hopefully we can get these home.
We'll put the package together, the photos.
Yeah.
We will contact HSI. My hope is that these items will be returned to Nigeria. Had our agriculture colleagues not have inspected these items, they would have gone to the owner that illegally purchased them, and we would not have seen them ever again. I've been doing this work with antiquities for at least 12 years now. This definitely is a highlight of my career. The significance of them is beyond exciting for me.
The first location is going to be down the block to the right. The field team is setting up. Our walk-ons are going to get out on foot to get as close as possible to our undercover. Once they're in position, we're going to give our undercover the green light to attempt delivery. When the walk-ons are set, we're good to go.
All right, everyone's set up.
All right. All right, that's one of our walk-ons right there, across the street. And there's our other walk-on right there. Give the green light.
Makes the turn onto the block. If it's a positive, the undercover's gonna take his hat off.
Okay, 10-4. All right, so here comes our undercover. All right, the UC is knocking on the door. Our walk-ons are getting closer.
Like a negative on the front door, he's gonna go to the side door.
10-4.
So the woman around the corner says second floor, but no answer. Yeah, let's do the phone number. Okay.
A woman answered on the side door and said, that belongs to the guy upstairs. So we're gonna have our undercover call the number that's on the box.
All right, be advised. Phone call was made, went to voicemail. Undercover's leaving a package slip with a callback.
All right, that's a good copy. Let's head over to the second location. That was a negative on the phone call. Undercover left a delivery notice. We're gonna head over to the second location, attempt the delivery there.
Up, up, up. Give. Up, up. Hey, up. Good dog.
At the LAX International Airport, we get thousands of inbound shipments a day. And our targeting unit, they target certain shipments and they bring them here to this centralized location for further examination.
Good dog. Good boy. They request a canine presence, so I show up with Aries and screen some of the freight for narcotics. Hey, gift. Where's gift? Up, up. Up, up.
The way he sat down left me signal that he alerted to something.
Gift. Get it. Get it, boy. Get it. Woo! That's a good boy.
It's a piece of machinery. Looks a little bit odd, I would say, just the way it's put together. So right now, just trying to see what's inside of it.
X-ray the shipment.
We have a 5-inch area right there that we can't get in through.
Something in there.
Bring it to up the top of this.
Yeah.
Can you see if it went through? No, no. We just gotta get this big old piece off.
What are you guys traveling here for?
Visiting a friend.
When's the last time you guys crossed?
I was in the States since I was 16.
Oh, okay.
Here in Detroit, we are the largest northern land border in the United States. This port in particular encompasses all modes of transport: land, sea, air. So there's a little bit of everything here.
How we doing, guys?
How are you?
Not too bad. Where are you guys off to?
Going to Detroit for a movement.
This weekend, we've got a big festival here in town. It hasn't been held in 2.5 years because of the pandemic, so we're expecting a larger than normal crowd to come to the downtown area. In years past, this specific festival has yielded a lot of seizures for our team.
You guys just coming over for the day, or are you staying all 3 days?
I'm leaving on Monday, yeah.
Traffic's a little busier than normal. Just being a little extra vigilant with the body language reading, questions asked, what people are doing.
Any weapons, narcotics, currency over 10,000?
We'll find harder narcotics like ecstasy, molly.
Put it in the front, off the trunk for me, okay?
Our biggest one is usually marijuana. Sometimes we'll get some gun seizures.
Any guns, drugs, currency over 10,000? In outbound operations, you're having people that are coming from out of state, might not be familiar with the area. You're gonna see more wrong turns than we normally do, coming to the border here and maybe having something that they shouldn't have.
All right, what I'm gonna do is go through the gap right here and go park.
Follow me.
We have this black SUV make a wrong turn. He didn't mean to go into Canada. We still have to make sure that the car is safe because he could be lying to us.
There you go. It's right there.
Bingo.
We checked the center console, to which we found a loaded firearm in the car. Since he didn't declare the loaded firearm, we put him in handcuffs. We wanted to make sure this guy was restrained. He didn't have any other weapons on him.
Ready for a punch real quick?
Once we got him in custody, we did fingerprints. Turns out this guy has an active warrant here in Michigan for burglary. He's a convicted felon of several different major crimes, and felons aren't allowed to have firearms with them in their possession. He's claiming it's not his firearm, but the fact it's in his vehicle and he's the only one in it, it's his firearm today.
How far out are you? 2 minutes out.
Okay, so here we are at the second location. That's the target house. There's a male sitting in the driveway. He appears to be asleep. I'm gonna square the block and set up, okay?
Copy.
Guy's in his underwear, that's cool. So we're just past Doe's flag. All right, I'm set. Cows all walk on, so they in the area? All right, so send them when you're ready.
Got the green, you see? All right, I'm rolling. Copy.
Now Undercover is making his way to attempt this delivery. If it is successful, we'll move in, apprehend those involved, and bring everybody back to the precinct. Our Undercover is pulling up to the location right now. The male in the driveway got up and is looking at the usage. Smuggler our guy.
Hey, how you doing? All right, eating time for me.
That's gonna be a go.
Sign here, thank you. Okay. Thank you. Here's your package.
That's a go, that's a go.
Please, get out. Hey, hands out!
You got anything on you? Cigarettes?
He came out of his house. Who's in there? Who's in the house?
That's by myself. I'm living in the first.
Live on the first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please, over there.
Where's your ID? I think I got a phone.
The controlled delivery was successful. We detained an individual. We're gonna bring it back to the 109 precinct. Back to the 109, yeah. So the plan now is to interview this individual, ideally to gain his cooperation to see if he's going to help us further this investigation.
Roll bar, roll bar.
There you go. There you go.
Move it, slide it over. Huh.
Forklift.
Right there, right?
Oh, yeah.
See those crystals?
Yeah.
Just with the Gemini.
There we go, meth.
Positive for meth. Crack it open and see how much we got in there.
Flip it over, flip it over.
Watch your fingers.
All right.
Moment of truth.
There you go.
There we go. Voila.
Here we go.
There it is.
Oh, crystal
Completely
methamphetamine.
loaded. That's a good amount, especially coming through this port of entry, LAX. You don't really see this as much as the land borders. Bad day for them, good day for us. Let's go get masks and bags, and we'll start bagging this up.
That's the concert?
Yes, sir.
This doesn't go to the concert. This is going to Canada right now.
Yeah.
Since there's a festival right next door, we're gonna get a lot more people thinking this is parking, entrance to the festival. They're so focused on their GPS that they don't see all the signs saying that they're going to Canada, and then they end up talking to us.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to come this way. I didn't know where I was going.
You guys have your IDs with you? Let me see your IDs.
We're not even from here, just
Okay. We get wrong turns several times a day. It's fairly common here. But once they pass the line of no return, you're here at the border, and whatever we find during the inspection is subject to seizure.
Any guns, drugs, 10,000, no marijuana, no.
All right, so what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you guys follow us over here to our secondary area, and then we'll go from there, okay? All right.
A wrong turn's a common thing. We're not the only ones that know that. Criminals do too. So that's something they may tell us just to escape our inspection. We want to make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay, so the cartridges are gone. We're going to find out from you, okay?
You got anything on your person? No marijuana on your person, no weapons, no nothing? All right. Can you take them in for me?
Boys, come on. Come on. There's our canine positive alert. Go boys, come on. Come on, Maxie. Go boys. Go boys.
Found it? Yeah. There's 2 bags on the floor. Or that was the center console. Do you guys want to go pat them down? I'll keep with the vehicle. We conducted an inspection on a red car. In our inspection, we located marijuana, which is illegal to have here at the border. Hold on just a sec.
Oh, wow.
You find something else?
Yeah, it's that codeine syrup.
Yeah. We found promethazine syrup, which you have to have a prescription for, and which is also illegal here to have at the border. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna run checks on the individuals, make sure they've got no wants, warrants, and seizing the items that we found, and that type of stuff. Do you wanna combine all that into a bag for me?
Testing for marijuana. So that's positive.
Normally, it's not a big deal, but it's still illegal on federal property. Even though marijuana is legal on both sides of the border, it's still illegal here at the border, and it's our job to enforce the laws here at the border. $34 grams. Promethazine syrup.
We're gonna use the Gemini to identify exactly what it is.
Yeah, this is exactly what it is, and you need prescription for that. They mix this and codeine syrup with Sprite or alcohol to get purple drink.
Do you have a prescription for that crap? Did you get that one from the doctor?
No prescription. No.
264 grams. What's gonna happen is everything we found, we're just gonna take it, and then we're gonna go from there, okay? You're not in trouble, you know, it happens. Upon completing our inspection, we found that neither of them had any wants warrants, and we released them and let them go back into the United States.
If they had a certain amount of marijuana that met the threshold for the federal government, they would probably get penalized. Since it's such a small amount, it doesn't meet that threshold, so we just take it and seize it.
Right now, we'll just clean all this up, get as much as we can.
It's good at all.
Yeah, so this one's good right now. We'll run the canine on the top piece of this shipment.
Yeah.
Yay.
Canine alerted. We'll drill a hole.
Oh yeah, it's crystal in there. You can straight up feel it. Crystal.
Yeah,
See?
I think that entire bottom section can be this right here.
Yeah, this little panel right here.
We're gonna Gemini test it and see what happens. Same thing, man. Got it?
Just let it drop.
There we go.
Boom. And there's the second half. Bag it up.
Good.
Cool.
Yeah, okay.
All right, see what we got. Combined weight, 66 kilos total. It's hard to tell when it's in the shipment, but once you get it into the bags, you get a real picture. You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
This might be the second largest crystal meth shipment we've seized. You don't see this type of stuff at an airport. You see it at a land border, but airports, it's rare.
HSI is going to come out, and we'll let them make the decision what they want to do.
Now we have a little bit more intel on what to look for, what type of industrial equipment we could see, how it can be concealed.
It's good for us, good for our team, good for our agency, and good for our country.